Are we live?
Are we live?
We're on the air.
Are we alive?
We're on the airwaves. Wait, what's that?
So
Johnny
like,
Fax calling in.
Is he here?
No, he's not.
Welcome back.
Welcome in if you're new.
Welcome in.
This is What's Up, Doc.
What's up, Doc?
My name's Jeff.
My name's Eleanor.
That is Eleanor.
What? But I'm sorry if you hear a lot of...
Yeah, you're really crinkling.
You can hear it?
A little
Damn
bit.
it.
You're just a little creaky.
Can you hear it in there? I feel like the Tin Man.
Yeah, it sounds like the Tin
I feel
Man.
like I need oil.
Where'd you get that jacket? Let me guess. Fonzie?
Fonzie. I
Henry
went
Winkler?
to Milwaukee and I stole it off the bronzed Fonzie they had. No, this is one of the dice collectors.
Oh. What brand does he like, or is it all over the place?
That's a great question. I just pulled this out of the bag because...
Okay. Oh, you got a bag.
Yeah, I have a bag. And the doc we're watching, my boyfriend was wearing one, so... My new boyfriend.
Oh, boy.
So I'm
Here
showcasing.
we go again. We got to do a list of Eleanor's documentary boyfriends.
Eleanor's pics.
They're all class. We've seen ones where they're like people who are like seem like they have their shit together. You never mention them.
No. Do we? Do I ever have?
Not that
I never picked them.
No,
that's
what
my
saying.
mom. My mom always said that. She said, when it comes to men, my taste is all in my mouth.
Is that a sexual thing?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
It's none of my business.
None of my business. Well, I think it is your business. It's none of my business.
She's saying my taste buds only work in my mouth. Like I don't have taste in people.
You don't. Okay.
And then I said, well, you pick daddy. And then she goes, you got a point.
Yeah, well. So you're saying it's genetic.
Yeah, it's passed down. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
That's
I
fair.
like the hair. This hair is Appalachian.
Well, I shower at night.
Very Appalachian.
Shower at night, so when I wake up, it's crazy. That's why I usually wear a hat to tame it.
Same.
But the White family, they let it all hang out. So
that's why I put mine up. They wear it up a lot.
Out.
Yeah. My girls wear it up a lot. I'm going to join this gang. I'm getting in.
What's with the parking outside lately? There's no parking on the street out here. Have you noticed that?
I think it's this time. This is a busier time for this area because when we come later, it's not a problem.
But this area really dominates people living in their cars. And so last episode...
So you're saying I can find a guy out here. I might not have to go...
You may not have to go far. You go right in. They could pick you up, go right into their house car, and you guys could get it on. But last episode I had to park a little off this street. Mm-hmm. Remember we were talking?
Same.
You did too.
Yeah.
I found a nail and a screw.
Right under the tire.
I think it was a conspiracy by someone that was their property.
Possibly, but I'll tell you that I'm a little nervous. Like when I go out, I'm going to be panicked. I have to look at my tires because on the way here in Hollywood, naturally, I was driving and I was like, why is everybody swerving? And then I looked, I didn't see a pothole, but somebody threw like bottles in the road, like cool. Rolled them in the road, and it's Beverly Boulevard. So people are flying by, and I saw this guy like swear, and then I saw the bottle near him, but I looked at that one, and there was another one coming, and I ran it over. And I heard pop, and I was like, shit.
I think usually though glass is. I mean, I think you can get a flat, but I think you're more.
Yeah, I just running it over.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, that pressure. Who knows?
So I did not. That spot was open today. I left their property alone. Went to a different spot, but then I was trying to walk on the sidewalk. A Winnebago resident had their laundry hung from a tree to their Winnebago.
How'd that smell?
I'm not walking. I didn't walk underneath. I was like, I'm going.
Like Tide Fresh?
I went right around.
Tide Fresh there?
Yeah. Smelled like Winnebago dirt. It's quite the area out here. Come see it. We'll give you the address.
Yeah, come see. We'll have a live. We're going to do a live one. We're going to put people, just let them sit on the floor and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of space in here.
Yeah.
Come live in L.A. in your car.
We'll bring Johnny Fax out.
I heard that they're trying to pass a law in L.A. that you can't live in Winnebagos because there is a lot of that going on the streets.
Why would they pass that law when they're passing so many other hideous laws that basically drive you to live in a Winnebago?
Ask Newsom.
He's terrible.
Really?
I don't know who is it. I guess it's all him, but there was I just heard that, the theft under $950 isn't a felony, right?
Oh, I've seen a lot of
grabs in stores. That's what the grabs. By the way, if you're in a store and that was happening, would you grab?
Oh, I've seen it happen.
Did you do it with them?
Yeah, I was like, hey, I might as well. No, I
Can't beat them, join them.
I didn't steal. But it's weird. I've seen, because security's not supposed to do anything.
Yeah,
But
I've
see
seen
them
it in, like CVS.
they like walk next to you, and they like, it's weird. I'm like, what are you trying to do?
Like if somebody walks out with food or something, you're like, okay. But when they're just like smashing and grabbing like expensive shit, you're like, go fuck yourself.
I've never seen that. I've seen just full cart. I'm just walking right out the door.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a Walmart-y
Target
type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I
like
get it.
I'm leaving.
Now,
I'm taking off.
A very good friend of mine that I grew up with, unfortunately, he got hooked on some stuff.
Was he in this documentary?
No, he was not, but he would have killed it in this documentary. But we can't, it's such a difference, but similar. Does that make sense? Like,
yes.
I know people like this.
But it's, city people.
But they're not mountain
you
people.
You know rural, yeah.
Right.
That adds a whole new element.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know what to say is worse. I just know that's more familiar to me.
Yes.
So this seems stranger, but so he was and he was like, we grew up, we're tight, very close. And he was part of the 7 deadly sins. I've talked about that. My Miss Jadati called us the 7 deadly.
Your crew.
He was in our crew, right?
He was, which one was he? Greed?
He could be.
Okay.
That fits. So he was on the streets, fucked up. His family tried to help him. Comes from good people. They just shit got messed up, whatever. And so he was on the street and he was stealing from the CVS in our neighborhood. And he said he was so good at stealing, like he would sell it to the gangsters in the neighborhood, like certain people. He would go to them and be like, hey, I got this, this, and this. And the person would be like, oh, go back and get me this, this, and this. And they give him, like he was Uber Eats with the fucking...
He was ahead of his time. Was he selling it below, obviously, what you could buy it for?
He was, but they would always pay him extra for getting it for him.
They just didn't want to go down there.
Yeah. But I was like, what?
What was he getting?
Anything he'd get anything he could steal anything out of CVS. From laundry detergent.
What about prescriptions? Could he get back behind the counter?
That would be. Then he'd never go straight. But luckily he's clean now. He's clean almost a year and a half.
I need some.
So
detergent.
I'm very happy, proud of him.
Can I put an order in? Is he still doing it?
Oh, I hope not. But this kid, even when we were kids, like he always had money. He always knew how to. That's why it was weird that he was homeless, because he always knew how to make money, get money. Somehow, he always had money.
Maybe he just liked living on the streets.
I don't know. I think the drugs just got him. Maybe they were too expensive.
What was he doing?
He said he's done everything.
All right.
Yeah. The last time I talked to him, he said, but he's doing good. He's doing good. So I'm proud of him. Well, but that is scary that
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. Thank you.
I need, you've had to go to the chiropractor in the past.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Why?
My neck's been bugging me lately.
I had a chiropractor that had this. His neck was stuck like this.
What?
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
That's not. It's not great.
Should be able to, it's like a tattoo artist with terrible tattoos.
I can't think of his name. Sarkis? Something like that.
Dr.
Sarkis? Yeah. And he would go, and it was after a car accident, and my friend Lisa that was waiting tables with me at the Comedy Store, she was like, I go to this guy. He's great. And Lisa, sober as well, like went through a terrible bout with drugs, but got sober, cleaned up, has been sober for like 17 years or something. So she's doing great. But she had a bad car accident. She went to this guy. She goes, he fucking fixed me. And when I went there, I go, you're fucking with me, right? Because the guy's like, yes. And then I'm laying down. I'm like, he can't see if I'm straight. He's not straight. And then,
were you worried he would make your neck like
100%. Like I used to go to the Comedy Store and go in like this. I go, Lisa, I had a thing today with the chiropractor. Look at my neck. I can't get it back up. And she would just die laughing. But it was just because we were making fun of him. But he did help. But then I got nervous that I was going to turn out like him.
Since I moved within LA, I moved like a little bit out there. I can't find a chiropractor in my new area.
Really?
I've tried a bunch. I went to
like they're everywhere.
I went to this guy. He was doing a lot of shtick,
which
I didn't like, for one.
What's like shtick?
Well,
like
he's doing like I'm not a prude by any means, but he was like swearing to me, and I'm like, I don't know if I need that in this environment.
If you want to go downtown, I told you about that guy.
Chinatown?
It's no, it's close to downtown LA. It's past Koreatown. It was Koreatown, and then
is this guy's neck's good?
This guy's neck's great, but this guy is like a hippie.
A lot of them are.
Kurt Metzger sent me to him.
Okay.
And
Does
he
he
helped
only
a
work
lot.
on comedians?
He helped a lot. He did.
He's like, let me see how you hold this microphone. Let me see how you stand on stage.
Rick,
oh, that's the problem.
Oh, what's his name? Shit, it went out of my head. But this other comic, another comic that had some issues.
Rick Glassman?
No, older.
Rick Ingram?
No, older. Stop. You're gonna do it. We're gonna. Now you're really pushing it out of my head. Overton.
That's.
Is that
sounds
right?
familiar.
Older guy, great comic. Came up like Robin Williams, that era, But he had a problem. He was doing a show at the Improv with Metzger, told Metzger about it. Metzger went. Metzger's like, this is my guy. So I go to him. He's good. It's uncomfortable. It's a lot of encampments around there.
But
the guy's good.
Here's what broke. Well,
and he takes cash. None of my business.
This guy, do you go in your own room?
It's one room.
This guy
he has a separate for waiting.
This guy had open area. Like you're just like right next to somebody. Like there's no dividing. Not even a curtain. Nothing.
I did acupuncture like that in South Philly.
It's weird.
And it was good.
But then the straw that broke the camel's back, which is appropriate for this circumstance, is I'm in the waiting room.
Because your back's broken?
I'm in the waiting room. One, there's two kids on the ground just laying down on the floor playing
that makes
with
perfect sense.
Blocks. And I'm like, what is this? I have kids, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
You're like, I could have brought my kids.
Yeah, I was like, why not? But a foot away, like 2 feet away, there's a huge Rottweiler. And I was like, it's definitely not a dog you should bring inside, in my opinion.
Wait, what? You don't like Rottweiler?
It's just a huge dog in a small waiting room. It's not like a lap dog or a tiny dog.
So this is a customer, a patron brought him in. It's not like the guy's dog.
No.
I thought it was like the chiropractor's dog.
So then the guy's like, whatever.
Was he salivating?
I don't know. But then the guy was
They're the best dogs, by the way.
The guy said a name. And
shout out to Johnny Fax, Nikki.
All of a sudden, the dog goes back. The dog was the patient. And I was like, I can't stay. I can't go here anymore. This is over.
So the dog was like, my back.
Yeah, the dog had a back issue.
If I have back
I was like, this is crazy.
What the fuck are you saying? Where did you go? To the zoo?
I went to the vet. Someone recommended
you went to a vet.
A veterinary chiropractor.
What the fuck are you doing? You should go back to my guy with the crooked neck.
There was a koala bear that they brought in from the LA Zoo before me. What did the guy do? Did he pick the thing up and the Rottweiler? What do you even do?
It was the koala bear from
How does he keep
Ford Fairlane. His back hurts now.
Wouldn't a dog freak out to adjust its back?
No. Bite you? Anything.
Maybe it's used. It's had a bad back since
my
day
little
one.
sister has a boxer and Boston Terrier kind of mix. I think that's, if I'm wrong, Johnny, sorry. But Lucky, if you touch her ears, she's like, what's his name? And she'll bite you. Like
Warren from Someone
Warren. He goes, don't touch her ears. I'm going to fuck with her ears.
So
just see if she snaps at me.
Take her into a chiropractor, see what happens. This is crazy.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're saying.
I was like,
Did the dog walk with the hips relaxed? Because Rots do get bad hips.
I thought the person was just somebody who needed the dog with him to get the adjustment, and then it was the dog.
Also, my sister Karen had a Rottweiler. His name was Elvis, and he was 170 pounds.
You have back problems?
Yeah, hips.
German Shepherds have the bad hips.
He couldn't jump, but it got sad toward the end of his life.
German Shepherds really walk with those. They get effed up backs.
Elvis was the sweetest dog too. Nicky was a little wild. Johnny's dog that he abandoned and gave to my sister-in-law and brother Jimmy.
He quit on it?
It's okay, Johnny Fax, if you want to call and say that
Johnny
was wrong.
Is, Billy Madison would say,
you got a dog.
You got a dog. You got a responsibility.
But
you find that fucking dog.
I think the kids fell in love with her. I don't remember exactly what happened.
So if you're in the LA area and you need a good dog chiropractor, I got you covered.
Get your dog. Get your dog aligned, man.
It was an insult.
Dogs are complaining about this. I hear them howling in the night. My back.
What if I go to a dentist and I see the same? It just follows me around. Get my dog.
I think you got to get out of that fucking area.
I think I gotta get
are you
LA.
outnumbered?
I gotta get out of LA. I think
That's terrifying. Yeah, go to the hippie downtown. He's great.
Before we start, I gotta tell you.
Whoa.
So Courtney read the book Helter Skelter. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, of course.
Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Her book tastes can be. She reads some creepy books.
Let me ask you a question. Did she read it just because she was curious about it? She was like, she was like, I love this
She
guy.
wants to emulate him. It was like a how-to. No, she likes true crime, so she was interested in it.
So she was interested in.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend who they're a family member of theirs, a close family member, obsessed.
I think I
And
know.
that's a different.
No, not obsessed.
Yeah.
They say
To the point where like went and visited like crazy.
They say true crime. It's like 90-something% women are fans. Like if you go to those true crime conventions, it's like all women.
Yeah.
Who are just plotting to kill people.
Well, we have to deal with men most of the time, so yeah.
So
probably not a lot of lesbians there. I'll bet you that.
I would say probably not either. So she read
The chosen people, if you will.
She read Helter Skelter, and she was like, she's like, there's got to be a Manson documentary. But there really aren't.
Wait, there's not a...
But there was one that was from like 1973 that she like somehow found out about. She was looking it up.
Was that called Helter Skelter? Or
no,
was that
I think
called
it was called Manson.
Just Manson.
So this was on, we found it on...
I feel like I've watched a bunch on him. But
we found it on YouTube, and this thing was... bizarre.
Dark, yeah.
From the 70s, but it was like, but there was like no. It was like the lawyer who tried him was like basically narrating it. Like they kept having him talk. It was filmed like a school film strip from the 70s. Like really bizarre to watch. But then they had all this footage from Manson and his crew.
Okay.
So these interviews with these women, which were just like beyond insane. Like they have shotguns and they're like Charles he's just the best.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, like
yeah.
He's such
when you brainwash somebody, when you're that good.
Well, they're all on drugs too.
Yeah, but even before that, like you got to convince them to come in to get on the drugs. And there was a lot of runaways.
They were all like from affluent families, most of them.
Yeah, but they would just run away from home.
Yeah, they were like late teens.
Yeah, because that was the thing to do, run away. And
there was one guy who was homeless. Manson recruited him by using the women to be like, let's have sex. Yeah. It was like an orgy crew for a while, and then it turned into the crime.
Well, that's how they got in the house of that. I can't think of his name.
They ended up on a farm.
But it was wasn't it the guy's house? It was Doris Day's son's house. He was renting it.
Oh, the Polanski?
I think
they killed Polanski's
lady, that's
Sharon
where it
Tate.
happened.
Yes.
Okay, so that's not where. But the guy who initially brought them in.
By the way, had they gotten Polanski?
Picked them up on Sunset Boulevard because it was like a fun, like they were hanging out.
Oh, the Beach Boy guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Beach Boy guy spent like tons of money on them.
Yeah,
like bailing them out and stuff.
Yeah,
and he got real involved.
He got involved, but he was living in a house that was owned by Doris Day's. It was Doris Day's house, and her son was renting it out. He wasn't attached or involved in any way, shape, or form, but he was a music guy, and he was the music guy that they were saying, we'll get him to listen to your music, and we'll get it out there.
Yeah, Manson, they had some of his
and
singing.
then he was like, no, this is awful.
Some of his singing was terrible on this thing. But there was this guy.
I bet you liked his little tattoo right there.
That
on
was
the
later
forehead.
in life. A lot of the women did an X in their heads. It's a good scar to have. But there was nudity.
Well, they can move to the mountains; they'll fit right in.
There was nudity. They were in this like wild spring all together. This lady had the hairiest ass I've ever seen. I couldn't believe it. I was stunned.
There was nudity in this documentary.
There was.
I was excited about it.
But there was this young guy they recruited, and this guy was so fucked up on drugs. He's like, we were just all about the fucking, man. If we weren't fucking, we were planning on fucking. If we weren't planning fucking, we were fucking. I was like, what the hell?
This
and he kept saying,
tremendous.
That was Charlie's trip, man. But he was talking about like insane stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
You're like, okay, Charlie's trip.
Yeah, it was. That ties into what we watched, Charles Manson.
Kind of, yes.
But I looked it up.
And it's terrifying.
It goes deeper.
What do you mean?
I looked up this family. I found some extra tidbits.
Oh, I like this. See, I almost did that, and I go, I'm gonna wait.
I did after the fact.
But I also watched it twice because it was so good.
You watched it twice?
Twice.
Well, I watched it on this thing called Fossum, which I've never heard of because I was like, oh, it's free. I'll just do that.
So
but
cheap.
Then
$3.
Eight ads, a series of 8
Of
ads
course.
every like 10 minutes. But I was
That's
already
all Charlie Manson's music.
I was already deep enough where I'm like, if I go back and pay, like,
right.
So I'm like, I
have
to suffer through this. I made a mistake.
Got it. Yeah, no, I just went to YouTube, and then I saw that it was like $2.99. I was like, oh, okay. And they were like $3.99 in high def. I go, I'm good.
Should have said me trying to save that.
Them in high def is a lot.
If you save that $2.99, you lose like an hour of your time.
Oh, really?
So I got fucked.
That's why I could watch it twice.
Yeah, you have way more time than me.
I got another 24 hours on this because you get it for 48 hours. I only rent it. I'm
this
not
is
a
the
monster.
Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Just hearing the title, though, I thought it was going to be something completely different.
This is a recommendation from Carrie and Dave.
Okay.
If you want to recommend, hit up danishthemayor@gmail.com, or you can hit me up at Twitter at the Jeff Danis or Eleanor.
Anywhere. Maybe I'll see it.
You can call her at
359
827-6572.
My number's in most bathrooms.
Did you notice who executive produced this?
I did. Johnny Knoxville.
And Jeff Tremaine from Jackass.
Dick House. This is Sue. Yeah, Dick House. As soon as I saw Dick House, I went, wait, that's familiar. And I was like, oh, yeah.
I'm disappointed. How did I never heard of this.
Me either.
How did I miss this?
Same.
This is right in my
This is
wheelhouse.
all your wheelhouse.
Oh, this
says Danish and O'Neill. I'm going to put it that way.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that. This is your guys'
this is right in my wheelhouse.
Realm.
This is in Boone County, West Virginia.
Boone.
Great comedy store, hanger-oner / homeless man, Boone Shakalaka.
How well? How well would Boone do in Boone County?
Not well, I don't think.
Because he's black, or
not I don't think. I don't think if you're a non-white, and I'm not talking about their last name, you're not going to fit in that well.
That's what I took it at. When I heard this, I was like, oh no, this is going to be some crazy racist shit.
No, it was
at
not.
first, because West Virginia, and then I was like, we should call Jason Lucas, see if he knows this, knows about this.
Yeah, I know the whites.
I remember the whites. Because his brother, he always says his brother gets in some trouble. So I was like, we should call him. But I know he works a regular job. I don't want to break his balls.
West Virginia, I don't know if they're either the leading opioid addicted place in the country, or they're in the top 2 or 3.
Do you remember that
bad
book you recommended? That was West Virginia too, The Glass Castle.
Yeah.
And of course I listened to it on tape because I'm lazy. But I was driving across country and I got hooked, so I just did it. And the lady who was doing the voiceover was like, Brian and I every time I hear West Virginia, I think of that. It's like, Brian and it was the worst voiceover ever.
West Virginia and Virginia, very, very different.
Big, huge. Most people don't even know there's a West Virginia.
It is
and that's what
difference.
J. Lou always says. Driving across country, I had to go through West Virginia.
How was it?
It was quick.
Did you find any?
Because you go through Ohio, West Virginia, right to Pennsylvania. It's right there.
Did you get any pills?
I did not, but I should have.
I like the opening of this.
Get some purple bars. I'm feeling you.
Because they didn't do the typical opening that a lot of documentaries do, where they show you snippets of
a little bit.
They asked people about the whites.
Okay, because
that
one lady.
It was a different way of doing it.
Got it. Okay.
I liked how much the cop hated his family.
But the one cop's name was White. Is he related?
Probably.
I was like, damn, dude, you
said,
turned state's evidence.
A lawyer was like, "There's a saying around here, if you eliminated 10 families, you would get rid of almost all the crime." And they're are the whites one of those families? And he's like, yes, of course.
They're the number one family. Now,
there's a lot of them.
Now, we grew up different, obviously.
Very different.
Did you have families like this that were problematic?
Yeah, but problematic suburban. You know what I mean? There's a difference of.
Yeah. We had a few that were frightened.
Yeah, one of them was the Carrigans.
Hey, I was thinking about that driving over here because I'm thinking of all the families I know that were on the list. And I'm like, wait, were we on the list? But I don't think.
Would if the Whites matched, like they wouldn't have a numbers advantage on you. Kerrigans,
Well, they got good numbers.
but I'm saying Carrigans versus the Whites.
They lost a lot.
Carrigans and the Whites in a brawl. No, I'm
That's
saying
tough,
like you
but-
can't bring all the Whites against your whatever
Yeah.
amount.
Yeah. I bonded with.
You would have to. You and Mamie would square up, or you and
No,
Kirk.
Yeah,
would
Kirk.
square
I
up.
bonded with Kirk because she was like, "I love to fight," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, Kirk, let's do it." But these girls have good genetics. Like their bodies are like Mamie. I always want to say Mammy. That's wrong. That's racist. But Mamie is.
She's hot.
But she was the only one that like
She was
got
a bigger. Lady, yeah.
But the other girls, like they have muscle definition. You know they don't work out. Like they're just they have that thing. My brother Charlie was born like that, but that's because they were fighting in the womb. I swear for God they were doing that.
I think a lot of these.
Charlie's like naturally shredded.
I think the women, their gift was their voices.
Now, when Sue Bob said her name, I was like, was she Bob first?
That's what I thought.
And then she was like, I'm just going to switch it to Sue Bob.
All the women in this
I'm not trying to
family-
start a fight, Sue Bob.
Kirk.
But if you're ever in LA, let's do it, huh?
Kirk was the only woman who didn't talk like this. By the way, that was her nickname. They don't explain why. She's
No.
Kirk. Just
Everybody
Kirk.
else got an explanation, and hers didn't get one.
No, they're like, this is Bo. They all had like man names.
So
Bo was
good.
a woman, but they all talk like Sling Blade, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're all like,
That's
Sue Bob's
exactly
like,
what I was.
I'm Sue Bob, and I'm the sexy one of the White Clan.
I was a stripper. What?
And I was like, ugh. She's like, how much you want to pay me to? I'm like, I'm out of here, Sue Bob. First of all, your name is Sue Bob. Second of all, you have a voice.
Sue Bob's gonna smother you in those titties.
Are they
But they also have like big natural titties.
Are they smoking? Those are big mountain titties.
Those are mountain tits. Like, whoa.
One of Kirk shows hers in the documentary.
Yes, she does. I mean, there's a lot of, not a lot, but some good nudity, some full
frontal male.
Exciting. I know that bothers you, Jeff.
I
But
liked it.
I loved it.
In this case, I liked it.
I'm not sure what was bigger, his rib cage or his cock, but we'll see.
And they showed his ass.
Oh yeah, his red-necked ass. It was perfectly red.
So this is they're all descendants of the king of the mountain tap dancing.
But first of all, they were like
D-Ray White. I thought his name was like D-Ray, like D-Ray the comic. What's his last name?
I
can't think of it. D-Ray Davis.
Davis, yeah.
But his name is, I think it was something with a D, but D and then space Ray. It's not D-Ray.
Right. It's
So-
not D-Ray. Yeah.
Mamie says he knows 52 steps that no one
He
else can
inve-
do.
He invented it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Have you never heard of Al Jolson? Like, have you never heard of
They showed him dancing. It wasn't that good, to be
Gene
honest.
Kelly? How about fucking...
This, I looked it up.
What is wrong with people? It's
This form
tap
of dancing is a blend of tap dancing and
river
mountain
dancing.
clogging.
Oh,
And so
what
it's-
about river dancing?
I don't think you think people know Irish river dancing?
Where do you think they're from? The descendants
People
of?
are from the hills of West
You think they just grew out of the fucking soil?
The hills have eyes. They just came up.
There was people that were like pushed inland, and this is them.
Yes.
Or pushed down.
The whole time,
rather.
Courtney's like, they all look alike, and like something's off. Is there inbreeding? And I was like,
Well, yeah, when they showed the family tree, I'm like, those branches are thin, ain't they?
I would say there's a good chance there's some inbreeding. And there's a few
some
times
crossed over.
people are like flirting with. You're like
Big time
You're like
flirting.
they're related.
When they whispering in their ear, and I was like, hey, can you get away from my boyfriend?
Well, Mamie, they said, is called the Birdie Mae, the mother.
Yeah.
She's called the Miracle Woman.
Which I love.
She raised over 34 kids who were abandoned, but they didn't say like were they related to them or were they just
She
random?
said some were, some weren't, because she said some were like family members that just left them, family members that died, like people that were just abandoned, just didn't want the kids.
Where did they all live?
That doesn't matter. When someone takes you in, they just take you in.
And with what money?
It doesn't matter. They just take you in.
Tap dancing
You
paid
figure it out.
that well?
I don't know. My brother Jimmy used to bring people home all the time. My sister Kathleen had a little girl living with us for almost a year.
You knew Birdie Mays.
Yeah.
You
So
lived with
we
it.
just did it. I don't know how it did. We didn't have room.
Does anyone in your family do mountain tap dancing?
No, but I can tap dance.
You brought your
I
tap
brought
shoes.
my tap shoes. That's my costume, plus my leather.
I heard you walking in, and I thought you had like a rolling suitcase.
Hold on. I could really tap. I'll explain the tap shoes. What happened was, I wish there was no rug. I could really get down. But
I want to see you do some mountain tap dance.
I'm gonna do it at the end. I'll show you. But so when I don't know why, but Freddie Soto's wife, Corey Como Soto.
Oh yeah, princess.
She's not Japanese. It just sounds that way. Como Soto.
Princess Corey.
Princess Corey. She, I don't know how or what. She got like a wild hair up her ass, and she was like, "Do you ever tap dance?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Let's go to Debbie Reynolds' studio." And I was like, "Okay." I go, "But I've never tapped," and I was awful. When I tell you awful, because even as a kid, my mom put me in these dance classes, and I would just steal all the candy at the parties and bring them out to my friend Robert. Like, I was the worst.
You'd go in like baseball pants.
Unbelievable.
With like a glove.
And I have a picture of me in this like ballet. My mom put me in this ballet, and because I was the tallest, they put me in the front, these dumbasses. And I made everybody fall. It was brutal. And my knees were all bruised up because I've been running the streets with Robert, my best friend. I was like, what is this? I don't want to do this. My mom would put eyeshadow on me. Oh, it's brutal. I have the pictures. It's uncomfortable to see.
They were trying to make a girl out of you.
Absolutely. I'll send it to you.
And failing.
To put
you want to be fighting in the street with Kirk.
Me and Robert were like stealing pom-poms from cheerleaders, like, stop being weird, like we were terrorists.
You were the dance police.
We were terrorists, absolutely.
Was the class you were in as an adult, was it for beginners or was it?
So we went to beginners. Corey was pretty good, and I remember this cute little girl.
Where do you buy the tap shoes? Do they sell them?
It was somewhere on 3rd Street, somewhere around there.
It's not like a bowling shoe where you
no, it's a very specialty, and they were expensive. That's why I never throw them out. I'm like, these fucking things are pricey.
They're coming in handy today.
So it was like a way to work out kind of a thing, but better than like Zumba. This was like, I was like, all right, maybe I'll learn how to tap. And the cutest little girl was teaching, and she was like 5, 6, 7, 8. And I was like, fuck. And I'm bumping into people. I'm like, I got cigarettes falling out of my pocket. Like, I'm a mess. And Corey's just in it, with a fucking tiara. And I'm like, God damn it. And I was like, Corey, I can't do this anymore. And then the instructor, as we were walking in the parking lot, she pulls out and she goes, bye. You guys were great. All cheery. And her license plate said 5, 6, 7, 8. And I was like, you fucking bitch.
Living it. She's living it.
I'm out there like, God damn it.
Do you change shoes or do you walk to the parking lot?
No, you can't. These are like cleats. You can't fuck them up like that.
Oh, so you got to take them off.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Rogers.
Although I treat my cleats just as good. I have them at home too.
You should learn this dancing
Dude,
technique.
I was doing it. Thank God nobody lives under me because I was doing it all morning.
You were inspired.
All morning I was doing it. Well, because I'm in a showcase to be my boyfriend's name. You already know it.
Did you know the 52 steps? Did you learn them that no one else can do in the world?
No one else in the world can do is not accurate.
They kept mentioning. They kept saying like. He had his daddy's shoes.
He was good. He did have some flagrant legs, like what's that guy's name? The Irish dancer, Michael
Strahan.
No, the Irish river
about.
dance guy, Flattery, something like that.
Flannery.
I'm gonna get
Sean
kicked
Connery?
out. They hate me. But anyway, his legs just fucking go. Like you're like, are they even attached?
But if you saw it, would you be interested in paying to go see that style of dance?
No, but I met a bunch of dancers that were doing a show at the Dolby Theater in L.A., and I brought them up on stage at the Comedy Store, and I made them do it in between acts because I was hosting potluck. I have a video of it. It's funny.
They go over the...
They were trying to teach me. They're like, you're good. I'm like, I'm Irish. It's in our blood.
They go over some of the whites who got... taken out early.
Well, let's not skip on the dad because the dad was like
he got gunned down in a shootout.
Okay, so how do you in a shootout? They don't explain the shootout. This. Okay.
So they were having problems with a neighbor. They didn't say what.
Because he was on his way to Canada to finish a film.
Some sort of dispute, and the neighbor shot like 3 of the sons and the dad. The dad was the only one who died. So they shot 4 people. Probably got like a year in prison.
Probably. This is a fucking problem.
So when the dad died, they say later in the doc, like the whole family like kind of went to hell. He was like running
But they were
shit.
saying he was such this figure, this strong.
Such a great dancer.
a great dancer, but also a good dad. He brought them to bars and
he
taught him how to.
They said he was a
defend
master.
himself at 9 years
master
old.
of Social Security scamming.
Unbelievably,
He set like all the kids up with disability money.
Absolutely, this is what happened. This is why I always say yes. There is racism in the world, but there is also it all comes from like where you're financially, money, where you're at. Like this guy was like, oh. They're robbing us. Fuck them. We're going to rob them. We're going to rob the system. And they are 100% robbing us, humans, the government. But when you're like in a fucked up situation, you're like, I'm going to beat the system. And that's what he did.
Did you notice the dad later in life looked kind of like Ronald Reagan with huge ears? Did you notice that? I showed a picture of him.
These could be Baby New Year's family. Remember the ears on Baby New Year?
No.
Oh, thank you. I forgot Jeff's Jewish. Well, you don't watch Baby New Year? I guess it is connected to Rudolph, so that's weird. But Baby New Year, he was this little baby, and he had a big hat, and he'd take it off, and his ears would pop out. And Rudolph was nice to him because other people weren't, because Rudolph had the nose.
They said if the dad didn't have the ears,
I'm not turning him. I'm not turning him.
You're not selling
How
me.
dare you? I would love if do we not have a screen today? I would show it.
We had to pull the cord, but yeah.
Oh, we had to pull the cord.
Rip.
That's my life. Pull the cord, please.
If the dad didn't have those ears, they said he would have been an even better dancer.
It weighed him down.
Yeah,
they were gigantic.
He had trouble. He would have 59 moves, but he couldn't.
They could hear grass grow. Those ears were big, bro.
He could hear the whole White clan. So they went through the Whites. Some of them. Mark White was the son. He got shot and killed.
Over a pit bull.
Dorsey White, some reason put a gun to his head.
Well,
they claimed it wasn't loaded.
But they say they emptied it. Like they took it out, but there's always one in the chamber. Like if it was already cocked, it's in the chamber.
So the gun goes off, kills himself. Pony White.
And then they showed a picture, and the guy was like this. I was like, is that him? Like after?
Yeah, I couldn't tell what that was.
It was weird.
Pony White.
Ponies.
But they put him in this string, and they're like, he had a bad opioid problem, and he left. He moved to Minnesota. I was like, oh, all right, that's not bad.
Pharmacy fraud.
He was the only one to leave.
Because he was going to go to jail, pharmacy fraud. So he was like, I'm getting out of here. He said that he got his hind end in order and got out.
By the way, they showed where he lived in Minnesota. He found a place that looked exactly like
unbelievable
shithole West Virginia. I was like, he relocated.
How? He goes, this is it. And I was like, it's the same.
I thought he was home. I go, why? Oh, he went back to do a interview. And I was like, oh, he's in Minnesota? That's Minnesota? Looks like the backwoods of West Virginia.
He was and that my boyfriend.
Well, then they have the dancing outlaw.
Jesco
White. They showed he was in a documentary called The Dancing Outlaw, which I want to watch now.
Me too. He also got big from this.
He said they showed a nice clip of that. He said, I held the butcher knife to my wife's throat. I told my wife, you better stop making them sloppy eggs. And I was like, this is a good guy.
Right there is when I was like,
you're like,
Jesco.
I'll make those clean
Look how
eggs.
cute his eyes are. He's got nice eyes. Wait till I show you how I tap, Jesco. You're going to love it. And this jacket.
Jesco, they kept saying, had the daddy's shoes. They kept saying, I was like, did he hand them down?
He's good, though.
He
was good. I mean, the dad was good, too. But, like, when you're watching him, like, he's sitting with Hank Williams.
The third. He's a relative of, are you ready for some football? I would imagine, right?
Oops.
Is that who it is? Unless he's just another Hank Williams? But they never said that.
I was going to Google it. But also, I know... what's the other one? Big Country? Not Big Country.
Big and Rich.
Big and Rich. They came to the store to see Sarah Tiana.
They like Jesco.
So I know. Now I'm like, I need information.
Jesco's voice, I was like, I've heard this voice. It was kind of driving me crazy.
And it was in a song.
He was on an Adult Swim cartoon. Jesco White has a better Hollywood career than me.
That's because you don't know how to tap.
This guy was huffing gasoline for 10 years. He's like, I got some brain damage. This guy's got a Hollywood career.
He goes, I'm not sure which side of my brain is damaged.
And he goes, I don't know what sells, but they said it was like cigarette ash up there. This guy's got a Hollywood fucking career. What am I doing wrong? Am I not huffing gasoline enough?
His brain's a powder puff. It's just like.
He said there's you can see the ash coming out of the ear every now and then. He's got to clean it out.
That's not wax. That's ash. Let me get that out.
They say they don't know what the ash is doing up there.
These people are tremendous.
and then they set up Mamie White as kind of like, she kind of like leads us through this. She's kind of like the main
Mamie, she's
female
the boss,
figure.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm Mamie White.
I'm Mamie White.
I like to. She's like, my daddy was a great dancer.
Did you guys see me in Sling Blade? No.
Oh, I'm sexy. By the way, she's a singer. That's her career.
Oh, we saw that.
Oh, man.
I'm the farmer's daughter. I was like,
She's
whoa,
like, coal miner's
whoa.
daughter.
Oh, that's it. Coal miner's daughter. I'm sorry, it's farmer's
You
daughter.
hear dogs like,
trying to get their backs in line.
They do like a graphic. It says we follow the White family for 1 year. How
about that guy was like, we have somebody in this town. We have good people in this town. And one of our people in this town is going to MIT. Why don't they follow them around for a year? Because that's fucking boring, bro.
I was dying, but also
they don't know how to tap, bro.
What a story that is, though, to be from this area and to get to
Absolutely.
MIT. You're really
Goodwill Hunting. The mountain version.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Let's do it.
That was a lawyer. He was pissed. He's like, you're just hot. Because people think of all West Virginia as like this.
Also, why do they call it happy feet and not tap? It's tapping. It's tap dancing.
Who knows why? I mean, the guy was huffing gasoline for 10 years.
I'm talking about his dad.
He was probably huffing for 15 years.
His dad was doing drugs, too.
Where do you think he learned it from? I learned it from watching you.
So, Miracle Woman.
We got the Miracle Woman. Oh, by the way, Hank Williams III, Courtney's like, you know who he looks like? He looks like Jeremiah Watkins. He did.
Oh, wow.
He looked just like him.
He did. Holy shit.
Put a cowboy hat on him and long hair, a wig.
No, it's him without the nose. It's him. Nah.
So
yeah,
then,
his nose wasn't as big, but he did have the same eye. Yeah.
They set up Susan May White. That's Kirk.
Right.
She does an interview, and I'm like, this lady's fucked up.
High as fuck.
But then they show her like 7-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And Kirk is the only different voice in the family. She's just like, I've been to jail so many times.
I do love to fight.
She's like, I couldn't count them. I love to fight. She's like, I was involved with a double murder, but what was?
No. So a double murder. Her dad or somebody was. See, this is what I'm confused.
It's confusing of who's related to who, like how they're related.
Okay, so Kirk's mom
is one of the daughters of Bertie Mae.
Right.
Yes.
So I was assuming she was a sister. So when she said my dad was convicted for a double murder, I was thinking, but he died in a shootout. But it's not. It's a different dad.
No, it's not D-Ray.
So I was confused. Yeah. Her dad was in a double murder, and they asked her to be they were trying to get her on being an accomplice, and she was like, "Might as well just throw me in jail because I'm not no rat."
She stabbed her.
Well, that came up later.
Yeah,
Dennis, he's a problem.
Dennis is
poor Dennis.
Dennis is the greatest character to never appear ever.
But they go, Kirk is married to Dennis, and then the picture's ripped in half, and they have a point to a blank wall.
Well, then she keeps addressing the camera like, Dennis, you piece of shit.
Can he hear that? He can hear this? Like, you gonna show him this? I hate you, Dennis. You ruined my family. You fucked up my life. And then her son, who's like 7, is like, you know what?
Dennis.
When you stabbed Dennis, you should have got him in his throat, and you should have cut his nuts. And she goes, quit cussing.
She goes, I'll beat your ass. I was like, oh, my God.
Quit cussing. That was the energy extended because she's completely numb.
Oh, she's fucked up.
She's comfortably numb. And then he goes, the 7-year-old's in like this little playhouse, like a Bob the Builder tent.
Yeah.
And he
kept popping up like a prairie dog in different places. I was like, is there a
his head out the top, and then he goes, this is what Dennis is.
Yeah, and he's giving the double fingers.
I'm like, great, this guy's gonna double murder Dennis.
Oh, once you're in this
bring him
family,
back and
it
kill
seems hard to break the cycle of insanity.
Well, I don't know how they're ever gonna break it. I mean, unless I join.
Once you marry
Jesco, what?
Eleanor White. They have Bo. Bo's a woman. She had a star tattoo under her eye.
Bo and her son is Derek, not to be confused with Bo Derek. They don't look like Bo Derek.
In front of her kid, Derek, a.k.a. Durkee.
Oh, yeah, Dirk. And he goes, I'm dark. I got the dark one because I'm dirty. I was a white boy that was dirty. And I was like, everybody has a family where they call somebody black. That's Johnny Fax, my brother Johnny.
I didn't know that.
He's the only one that tans. So he was dark. We don't know what happened to him. It's none of our business. Switched at birth.
In front of her kid Derek, Bo's like, I've smoked some crack, I've done cocaine. And then her son.
This is a great son and mother drug talk.
Oh, yeah. And then the son's like, I love Oxycontin. Then he goes on the
He gives
list,
a list.
like 80 different opioids. And I wrote down this guy was the Bubba Gump of prescription drugs. This guy's like, I do Xanax, I do Oxycontin.
But my favorite is, I was like, whoa.
There were names I was like, I've never heard of any of these.
Same.
I was like, I'm checked out after 3.
What the fuck is he saying?
He did like 50.
Yeah.
And she was just
great.
like grinning, like,
She's like,
yeah. The good stuff, son. Like,
I'm a pothead, though. I love pot. That's my favorite one.
That's what the mom said. She's just.
And she had a star tattoo on
right
her face.
under the
Like,
eye.
what the fuck?
I don't know how they tattooed leather to get that on there. She was looking rough.
But she is Kirk's mother.
Yes, correct.
Confusing.
It's hard because it's like who's with who. It's hard to keep
And then
track.
in that shot in the car with them, like all I could think about was the mirror was missing.
I saw that too.
Okay, good. I was like, I get distracted easily. But
there was a judge talking about the White family listing some of their crimes over the years. That was longer
a
than
scroll.
longer than Derek's prescription drug taste. Custody problems, larceny, shootings, armed robberies, burglaries, drugs, and it went on and on and on and on.
Unbelievable.
Sheriff said, I've dealt with them more than any other family
That
in
was
this
the
county.
Randall White guy. I'm like, are you a rat? Did you turn on them? You're a family member, bro.
Said the Whites love to fight, which Eleanor wants in because of that.
I definitely, I may have a crush on Jesco. Hard.
One of the lawyers is like, they're dead. They never worked a day in their lives. He's like, they always have money. But then they showed like several of them buying and selling drugs on camera. They had no problem talking about crime on camera and committing
I got
crimes.
some green beans, and we're not talking about dinner here, you know. And then they were like, the camera's on. She's like, I don't give a shit about that camera. I got green beans. I bought them for $7. Then I'm gonna sell them for $10. I'm gonna make $10 more. I don't even know what she was saying. I'm assuming that's what she was saying.
I'm gonna say if you did that math, she would come out
a little under $10
on the negative.
Yeah, because I was trying to follow mountain math, and that's different from regular math.
Mamie.
That's their hustling.
Mamie says we know how to hustle, rustle, and bustle. That's the White family creed.
My favorite
hustle, rustle, and bustle.
When they went back to Kirk and Kirk's family, and she's still with her son bouncing around. She goes, "Now I told you 6 pops is too many. 6 cans of Pepsi."
How do you open the Pepsi?
He was with his mouth, with his teeth, like a can. He was like a fucking bunny rabbit.
What was he doing after that?
And then he just bouncing on the bed, flipping around like I never saw anything flip around.
He jumped on his bed like it was a trampoline.
Yeah.
Runs, double foot plants off the wall, kicks back. I go, this kid. I was like, 6 pops is too many.
Are you sure he's not into your drugs, too? Because 6 pops.
She may have been sprinkling some powder in there.
It's my least favorite
He was doing front flips on the bed.
He really was. I mean,
he was off the walls. She was doing an interview.
Put him in gymnastics, my friend, with the pops.
He was walking right in front of her on the interviews, and they left it in. He just kept going back and forth. That's when he appeared in the tent, like 30 feet behind her. I'm like, where'd he go? Danis, if you're listening, fuck you, Danis. Hey, shut up. Stop cursing.
Quit cussing. Oh, man, tremendous. Like,
what a family.
The soda, I mean, he's going to need that rush when he gets older, and he's going to get bored with the soda.
Oh, so he's moving on.
I pray for this boy.
Later on, they showed some of the young family members smoking it. Like, there were young girls smoking it, like, looked like 10 years old, 9.
Is there something wrong with that, Jeff?
I'm not judging it. I'm just stating a fact. Your boy Jesco.
I started when I was 9, Jeffrey.
Jesco when he has the long gray beard, because he has a lot of looks. Yeah. And he changes. It's like
exactly.
a different person.
And I was like, is that him? And then I was like, there's those eyes. Because when he was getting his tattoo, he looked real different.
We had like dyed hair, short.
It was like brown.
But when he has the long gray beard, he looks kind of like Macho Man Randy Savage later in life. Because he had the leather jacket, he had the black hair.
I have new leather for you if you want.
Jesco's giving a tour. By the way, none of the men have that raspy voice, which is bizarre. All the women.
Kind of.
He
Jesco,
didn't.
A little bit like.
His is kind of like, hey, everybody.
He would get like that, but he would get gruely. Whatever you call that.
I think it's a lot of smoking, drinking, doing drugs. Jesco's giving a tour of the town. See, right there used to be a supermarket. I robbed that. Over there was a church. Robbed that twice. Who robs a church? What
Got
are you
away.
thinking? Collection plate?
Again, there's a lot of judgment here, Jeff.
Who robbed the church? That's you're going. By the way, they kept.
Me and Robert stole the
They,
offering.
oh boy.
I
No
told
wonder
you.
you want to be with Jesco. You two pieces of
I told you I'm a problem.
Is Jesco's-
I'm going to hell.
Jesco's real name Robert. These people kept quoting Jesus like they were religious.
Oh, unbelievably. And Jesco's take on it. There was a flood and they drowned it. Wait, what?
That was gasoline talking. It's gasoline brain.
He was like, hold on a second. Oh, there it goes.
One of the best birthday party scenes I've ever seen.
Tremendous.
So it's Birdie Mae, the matriarch of the whole family, the miracle woman's birthday.
80, was she
80
84 or 85?
84.
Okay, because she said 84 and the candles said 85.
Well, let's be honest.
We could only steal an 8 and a 5. So.
We got a 5, we got an 8. You got to make do, Birdie Mae. So they're singing happy birthday. The mother's holding like a 4-foot-tall, hideous.
But that's why I thought maybe the mom, because her mind was going a little bit, maybe she was 85, because sometimes
know.
you just forget, whatever.
She's holding the creepiest like ceramic doll I've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
In my life.
I was like, is there drugs in that? That's something you use to like export drugs in
like,
and out of the country. You stuff that doll with fucking drugs.
No one wants to touch it.
No one wants to touch it. Yeah, they're afraid of it.
Looked like Annabelle.
Yeah, yeah, with the fucking curls. I'm like, what
How
is
nice
that?
were the places they were in, though, by the way. This place was beautiful.
So
Hoarded.
this is just like it's not a trailer,
No.
right? It's
Well,
like
kind of. Some of them kind of were.
it's
but
just like wood in the side of a mountain,
Just-
and then they say, okay, this is all our land.
yes, they have their own cemetery.
Yeah,
the White
how,
family.
how do you do that?
I guess
This is what I'm
you've
saying.
been there for like 800 years.
This is weird. This is like, don't you have to have a certificate?
Not in
Something.
West Virginia.
We just did a documentary. The guy had to have a certificate to fucking
Coach.
Not
here.
No.
No stick to do anything.
West Virginia Mountain Highway. Is that the right words?
Yeah, sure.
Take me home.
So they start
Country
smoking
road.
in front of the mother. And she's
Weed,
like,
though. Don't say cigarettes,
Stop
'cause
smoking that weed. And Mamie's like,
She's trying to get up.
She's like, this ain't no weed.
We ain't got no. We
And
ain't got no.
they're passing it and coughing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's a
Blowing
birthday
it
party.
on her.
And there's a kid in the
This
room.
is like trying to get your dog high. Like they're just blowing it in the mom's face. The kid went crying.
There's a young kid in the room. They don't say whose it is.
He went crying. Nobody knows whose kid this is. He went back to Bo, not Derek, but Bo, the mother, or I don't know whose kid that was.
They didn't say.
And she goes, he's traumatized. I'm like, you think?
I'm traumatized just from watching it. I'm an adult. This guy's got no shot.
What was worse to watch, this or Cirque du Soleil?
Or Grey Gardens. This is a take on Grey Gardens.
This is Grey Gardens is.
Well, this is White Gardens. White with cocaine.
Gray has money. This one don't.
She said, I'm 84 today. The computers and drugs are going to take the world over.
Yeah,
and that's when
right.
Jesco goes on a biblical talk. And then 1 second later, crushes up like 50 prescription pills and snorts them off in front of his mother and this young child at the mother's birthday party. I was like, what
He goes, I'll partake, get me high, get me loose. And I was like, yeah, that was the cousin or somebody that was
like
whispering.
A
in his
granddaughter
ear.
came
Yeah.
in, and he really takes a liking to her.
Oh, yeah. She was whispering in
He
his
said,
ear.
turn me on, turn me loose.
Unbelievable.
And the granddaughter
Fucking
looked like she was
scary.
kind of
was
into it. She's like, Uncle Jesco. But I think Jesco was one of the adopted ones, which doesn't make it better.
Wait. What do you mean adopted? No.
One of like the taken in ones, I think.
No.
I looked it up.
Really?
I think he was.
But he had the dad's shoes.
They just knew he was a great dancer. They saw the
No
talent.
way. He had the eyes.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, him and Sue Bob looked alike. They have the eyes. That's what I'm saying. These girls, the girls had like those. Kirk and Sue Bob had like decent bodies.
I'm the sexiest of the white girls. And I was like, girls?
When you say girls, now I noticed your
But
neck.
when they showed her from behind, I kept being like, who's that guy driving? And then they would show it was her. She had a hat on.
Dude looks like a lady.
But she dated men.
Yeah, but she had her throat like in certain angles. I was like, oh, maybe she had throat cancer. That's why she talks like that or something.
That was just Adam's
But-
apple surgery.
Removal. That's what I thought right after.
They don't do that in West Virginia. At least then
They do it themselves. I'll get it out for you. Come here.
I got the hottest body in the family. Courtney got mad at me because I said Kirk is like kind of attractive, and she's like,
You know she is.
and I was like, she's not
and
hot.
So was Suba.
I was like, she's not
if
like.
they applied like
I said if they had any of means to like do hair,
absolutely
make,
same.
I was like, you're seeing bottom of the barrel.
This is bare. Like if somebody took them and did a makeover, it'd be like, whoa.
This is lower than natural. This
Yeah.
is like 20 steps below.
Yeah. I agree.
She's like, what do you mean? I go, she's like not a bad looking person.
Decent features, you know,
For what she's
a little
been through?
hard looking because they
she's a
don't
fighter.
put anything
Or
and they
drugs.
fight, but they have good cheekbones.
Some of them, not all, but
No, her and Subab.
But Subab was, I don't know.
Subab was tough. That's why it was just hard.
Subab was like.
Subab probably got some crazy shit happen.
Yeah, I got the hottest body here.
But Subab has kids.
I used to come home with tons of money from stripping.
She has 2 kids. Father's nowhere to be found, so we don't know which one she is.
It's
father or
her
mother.
Cousin. So during the birthday party,
Sup?
which the 84 or
the
85-year-old
father died,
mother.
they said. That's right. Okay, so
Who
during the
knows?
birthday party, go ahead, I'm getting ahead of us.
So we got the birthday party. A child's in there. A guy who definitely was, I think, an adopted person comes in.
This person's tremendous. He was adopted because they didn't put him in too much.
He's got red and black checkered pajama pants.
Boy, can he make a cameo.
And they pants him.
She thinks it's funny to pants him.
No undies.
Naturally, he's wearing no underwear. Why would you?
His
When you have
dick's
a
out.
red hog like that.
Got his dick. What's he do? A little side-to-side shimmy.
He doesn't even, but his rib cage, what was that thing sticking out
He had a
underneath?
goiter or something.
It was sticking, it was like it was further out than the cock. So
That was a mountain goiter.
he was hard in his rib cage. But he just starts dancing.
In front of the mother. In front of a camera. There's a camera in the
camera
room.
crew. It's the mom's 84th birthday, and he's just like jiggling his dick.
Oh,
I'm like-
look at Junior over there. Take a look. I was like, what is
Then
happening?
she pushes him. He falls into the dresser or whatever it was.
I'm sure he was fucked up.
Turns around and just his bare red ass. I mean, it looked like a dog's ass, like that kind of hind end.
Looked like
if you will.
the monkey. The
Yeah,
red.
it was a baboon's ass, maybe.
This is an old woman's birthday party. This is great.
They're snorting. It's not coke. Like I was thinking they were doing coke, but they're crushing pills and snorting them. I guess it gets in faster,
Who knows?
and it's better than shooting up.
They're all doing the pills. They're doing multicolor lines in front of the mother. The mother's just she's like covering her eyes. Like, I can't believe it.
This is crazy. Thanks for the birthday present.
D-Ray didn't dance to bring it to this.
Drugs and computers
Baby's like,
going to take over the world.
We're not doing drugs, Mama.
It's all bleeding.
Shut your fucking mouth. They're gonna tie her up. I think. I was like, just shut your mouth. Don't push it. The guy's dick was out a minute ago at your birthday. This is the birthday. What goes on just like a regular day? If this is like them like buttoned up.
What's the cake made of?
Of its cum, I think.
It's a house of semen.
That would have been nicer than probably what they had.
It's from old Pants Dropper.
They go back to Kirk. This is the scene where the kid's drinking his pop. But she tells a story where her man, Dennis, or no, it wasn't Dennis, I don't think, but her man was fucking her cousin. And so she got upset.
That was Dennis.
Oh,
I thought that was Dennis because she went to stab him.
She stabbed this man.
That was Dennis she stabbed. She said, I meant to cut his throat.
She said Birdie Mae hid the knife.
And cleaned everything up, so there was no evidence.
On film. And then this is where she turned to the director, and she goes, you guys, she's like, is this going to be in there? And the guy goes, I mean, do you not want it to be? And she's like, no, because I want Dennis to hear this.
I hate you, Dennis.
She doubled down.
I meant to cut your throat.
She went the wrong way. I thought she was going to get upset. And the guy goes, oh, yeah, definitely say it. He's like, if you want Dennis to hear it, then
you
yeah,
just hear Johnny Knoxville in the back, like, definitely. Yeah.
Thumbs up, like,
absolutely.
Stretch, keep her going.
Oh, it was so good. I was crying.
So the kid said about Dennis, tell him that bastard hit you. I'll slit his throat. Or that's what he said, the nuts.
Quit cursing.
Was Dennis his father?
Quit cussing.
They never established that if that was his father or not.
No,
It was not
I think
his father.
that's a different father.
Got it.
But this Dennis is who she stabbed. She said, at first I hit his thumb, and then I thought, man, if he gets a hold of me, that's a big boy. So I got him in his chest or something like that. No, his side or something.
Yeah,
his body. She just said body. She didn't say
I think Dennis was an actual bear. She was having sex with. Kirk, good news is she got pregnant before she stabbed Dennis.
Great news. This is fantastic. I was like, oh my God, she was pregnant. But
by the way, she was also so fucked up in the interviews. I was like, oh jeez.
When I heard that was the first thing I thought about. I'm like, the baby's dead, like
or
stillborn, God forbid.
Or just not good.
Yeah, and that's why it continues because. Like, they're like, how does
You're born addicted to drugs.
You're born addicted. You're fucked. Like, she's doing drugs the whole time.
By the way, I think
there's not one PSA up there that says, hey.
I think she was the one who said that. She's like, I got around the wrong people, my family. Like that. Like, you're
she
the people
throw that
you can't be around is your family. Like, it's not your friends. It's the people who you think you can depend on. In this case, you cannot.
Well, because Grandma brought so many people in.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot.
So we go to the hospital. Kirk has the baby. Seemed fucked up in that scene, unless she just talks like that regularly.
She was wasted.
Stands up after giving birth, which is, I think, not encouraged.
These are breeded differently, people, is what it is.
She goes right to the side where there's some fat lady who's in the whole thing.
Her cousin.
That's her cousin?
Tammy.
They never really said it.
Yeah, it says her cousin Tammy. I think it's Tammy. I made her name Tammy.
So they
Tammy, something like that.
They crush up some pills on the little dresser there, and they snort them literally minutes after giving birth. I was like, this is wow. That's another level of dedication.
They're looking for nurses, not cops, nurses, so they don't get in trouble, or doctors. And they just start snorting. She goes, I got to share some of my meds. She shares them with her cousin.
They take a phone call on the hospital phone. I was like, that's good non-cell phone usage. This was in 2009. This wasn't in like 1984.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, let me take a call on this phone here.
Oh my God.
Doctors keep the baby under observation for 72 hours because
the health is uncomfortable.
They suspect some shenanigans.
Well, I was wondering, did they keep her? At first I got mad. I was like, they can't do that, but they kept her for observation, but also maybe they did see them doing that.
I wouldn't be.
And
they're not like, the most discreet people.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't think we should send this baby home with her.
And like, let's do some tests, see what's going on.
Yeah.
By the way, and what drove me crazy,
or maybe the baby was unresponsive to certain things.
Is Kirk goes into instant victim mode. Instead of being like, I fucked up. It's like, well, how could they do this?
This is drug addicts. This is what drug addicts do.
It bothered me.
This is why they continue to get enabled.
It bothered me, that part.
Because there's people that have a bleeding heart for the victim. It's hard.
And she's like, how could they do this to me? I'm like, you did
it.
Yeah, like this.
You did it. She goes, it keeps getting worse and worse. I'm like, because you keep doing the same thing.
There was zero accountability. It was just all them. They did it. Like,
sound familiar?
I was like, ugh.
Zero accountability.
We go to Kirk's son, who's he's taking some target practice. Does he have targets? Does he have clay pigeons? No, he's got
empty bottle of Dawn that he filled with water.
He's got dish soap.
He put water in that dish soap. You can still use it, by the way, because there's some suds still in there.
The son is beyond fucked up.
He used that for another couple weeks.
He whips out a tattoo gun, which is good to have around the house. And he gives the fat lady.
This is his profession. How dare you?
He gives the fat lady
pick on Darky.
A tattoo. She goes, my name's Miranda. By the way, if they're related to her, he doesn't even know her name.
No, that she wasn't getting her name.
Oh, the baby?
She was getting somebody's name on.
Was it the baby?
I don't think they weren't clear about that because her name was Tammy or Cammy or something.
The baby was Miranda, and she goes M.
The baby was Monica.
The baby was M. Oh yeah, you're right. M-E-R.
Yeah, but he spelled it like she spelled it wrong.
He was having some serious trouble. He goes, "Did you say an R or an A?" He goes, "Oh no, I put an A there." He goes,
"That's what Xanax will do to you." That's what he said.
That's what you want your tattoo in a living room of a shitty house.
And then he goes, "Can you get me alcohol?" To Bo, his mother, and she goes, "You're supposed to have all this ready when you start."
I sent you to tattoo school. This is what comes of it.
You don't got nothing over there. I got to get everything.
I'm surprised this lady didn't have a screwdriver in her mouth. Her mouth like a Civil War patient getting amputated.
And she showed it off like it was good. I'm like, that's a prison tat.
But it was. I'll say this: it wasn't as bad as I expected when he was like fumbling over the word.
But my ex has prison tats, and they're not terrible.
So you're saying if this guy goes to prison,
people say to him, "Oh, where'd you get that done?" He's like, in prison.
San Quentin?
He has to say.
They're like, what to sell? Because I want to go. If I get in there, I want
But when
that.
we would go to like a pool in like Vegas and stuff, he wouldn't take his shirt off because he got nervous that people would realize they're prison tats and not regular tats.
Prison, they use like a pen and they hook a needle to it. This guy had a real tattoo gun.
He did have a real.
But he was like fucking with it.
He could have robbed a tattoo parlor.
Which would
got the proper equipment.
Jesco may have been giving it to him.
How dare you?
Some hot
How
items.
dare you pick on my boyfriend, trying to get him up on charges.
Speaking of prison, good news. Mamie's daughter, Mousy.
Out of prison.
Getting out. Mamie's free woman.
Mousy. By the way, she looked clean cut.
A little bit.
For that, because she was in prison for 10 months.
And she talked like a woman. A real woman. Mamie picks her up. And they like make some sort of stop.
Mamie's furious.
Mamie goes,
her, though.
I'll give you 2 weeks. You'll be back.
You'll be
I go,
back.
that's a supportive
good
mother.
encouragement, mother. Thanks, Mommy. Wonder what that Hallmark card's like.
Did I
You didn't even get it. Remember the Hallmark? Remember the cards?
Yes, I remember. Did I misconstrue this? Did Kirk fuck Mousy's man, Charles?
No, absolutely.
So Kirk fucked Charles.
Yes. Okay. Lived with her and then cut all her, when they kicked her out, they cut all the pictures in half. She ripped up all their wedding pictures.
So Kirk and Mousy are cousins.
Yes.
But Kirk, she stabbed someone for fucking her cousin.
That's right.
Fucked this cousin.
Yeah.
A little hypocrisy right there.
Tons of hypocrisy in this family. Again, the branches are very thin.
They go to this is where they go to Minnesota.
But they obviously made up.
Yes.
Yes, because they're hanging
I think
out.
there's a lot of ups and downs in this family of like, you're out of my life. Then like a week later, you got that Bud Light case, I get you, whatever. Pony's in Minnesota.
Boy is...
Pony with an E, by the way. I
but
don't know why.
Pony has the ears, too. Pony's son, tremendous.
Son, very
with the
awkward.
bangs
Son looks
and
like
the
a ferret.
ears. A ferret.
With
a
braces.
feral ferret.
He's like, I hated it there. They called me trash. My teachers were calling me trash.
I'm like, what? But I got mad at that. I was like, man.
That is.
Because that's fucked up because that happened to me. We are one of those families.
That is.
Fuck. Here's the thing. Here's what happened.
Someone in Philly's like, we get rid of the Carrigans.
So there was this teacher. Her name was Miss Hep. And I'll say it like Kirk says Dennis. I hate you, Miss Hep. I hated this bitch. And
it's short for hepatitis?
This is 4th grade, right? So I'm in 4th grade. She says Carrigan. Ugh. She takes my desk and puts it up in the front. I never got a test. I never got anything. And I just took it because I thought, okay. So me and my friend Frank DiGiacomo, R.I.P. buddy, Frank was a good student, and he was the only one behind me, so I immediately recruited him to be a fuck-up with me. And this other kid, Steven, but Steven was too goody two-shit. He got nervous. But Frank had a little crazy in him, so he was like, okay. And so then she got really pissed off, and she was going to put my desk outside. Because I figured out how to...
Milton from Office
I'm
Space?
telling you, it was bad. And so...
You're like, we're going to put you in the basement.
So something happened. I got straight Fs on my report card. Straight F. I mean, it was fucking bright red. It was uncomfortable. So I go... I tell my mom, and my mom comes in, and she goes, this is ridiculous. Like, she's not a dumb kid. Like, I don't know what's happened. Something's going on. And I'm trying to... I'm like, Mom, she doesn't give me tests. She doesn't give me... And my mother's like, are you serious? But now, I'm my mom's 8th child. At this point, she has heard every fucking story you could hear. So she's already on the teacher's side, and I'm second. And then all of a sudden, she started, hearing me and realizing something bad was happening. And one of her friends, very wealthy woman named Joan Keenan, did some investigating because her husband knew the teacher's family. And found out she never even went to college. She didn't even have certification. So my mom got her fired. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Where'd you go to BS High?
I swear for God.
What?
St. Richard's, my mom got her fired.
So who came in?
It was the end of the school year. And so they pushed me up to 5th grade because they were like, just push her
They're
off.
like, it's
She's already
fine.
been through some shit.
She didn't do anything. This
So
whole
I'm
year.
like this in 5th grade, and I had to have it twice because
They
I
should've
never
just-
had 4th
They
grade.
should have just kept you in 4th.
We were like, but it
What
was
the fuck? Just
it was
save
bad.
some
My mom,
time.
it was awful. So it was like she's been through, and she's already an
Jeez.
angry kid. She's already smoking. We got to push her up. You know, like it was bad. It was fucking bad.
So
but
you were
I asked my mom about this the other day, and she remembered it.
really
And my mom don't remember a lot, so
well. If you get someone fired, it's pretty powerful.
she goes, "Oh yeah,
It's a-
she was friends with," and she remembered Joan Keenan. You know, all her.
That's a
friends.
power play.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I wonder
My
what
mom's
happened.
a bad bitch.
Wonder what happened to Miss Hep.
Fuck her. I'm with it. Kill her.
She's whoa.
I cut her nuts and her throat.
Did you like Pony's hat he was wearing in the family interview? Like a marijuana hat, you would buy it like a beach arcade. It was a piece of shit with the ears.
It's
out.
tremendous. And then the ferret sitting next to him. God love
The
him.
ferret kept
I hope
laughing.
he grows up out of it.
There were two normal.
But he's right. Like that kid, every time he's in class, they're going to be like, "Oh, you're a white."
Well,
You
then the
know?
dad's like, "You guys like living here?" And the daughter's like, "I got a nursing degree. I could have never done that in
see, I
Boone
love
County."
that.
I was like, "Is that not available, or she just couldn't have like applied herself?"
Because they wouldn't have. Like because
get
she
away
was
from
a
the
white,
trouble.
yeah. Because she was a white, there was already a stipulation over her head. So it's like she's already being judged.
But I think also the family like comes in and really corrupts you.
Yeah,
We saw the
it's-
young kids at the party with the dick
it
out.
really sucks because we messed up. My brother Tommy had a good name, and we just wrecked it from on down. Sorry, Tom. Sorry.
This guy was a house painter.
Yeah.
Pony.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I love that he got out because I feel like their heart's in the right place.
Some of them were. Some were just bad people.
Just gets the bad drugs in it, and
But I
it
think
just
it's-
fucks
some
with
of
the
it's
chemicals
genetic,
in the brain.
And
yeah,
there was some genetic stuff. I
and
think.
huffing gas will fuck with the chemicals.
They
in
say the first
brain.
5 years huffing gas is pretty. It's all right.
The
The
formative
second
years.
5 is what's gonna get you.
Those are the formative years.
That's when your brain starts going to ash. West Virginia doctors like, you know what ash is?
Yeah.
That's what your brain.
I'll
turned
show you what
into.
ash is. And he just hits his head and it comes out his ear.
He has an ashtray. He wears it around his neck. Sue Bob's son Brandon. This
Why
guy,
is that so funny? I'm gonna get him one.
unlike the rest of the family, loves Xanax, coke, and weed.
Yeah.
He got in a
Poor
fight with
Brandon.
his. Is he got in a fight with his uncle? Is that his
So
Billy?
so this is Mamie's boyfriend.
Billy.
Yeah. At first I had a. This is why I rewatched
This
it.
guy was built like a fucking.
I rewatched it for this because when they first said it, I thought he was the grandmom's boyfriend, and I was like, damn.
I thought he was Sue Bob's boyfriend.
No,
Okay.
Mamie.
Got it.
Mamie, the rough one, like the
Man,
rough,
look
the
at
bigger one.
Look at Billy.
Yeah,
Look at that
Mousie's mom and
I like your shoulder hair there.
yes,
That's nice.
yes, yeah. Look at that.
This guy Billy was built like a.
Billy's tremendous.
he's built
This
like
is
a-
a real mountain man.
He's built like a bear, both
Yeah.
in the gay community sense and the literal sense. This guy was big, a big hairy dude who looked like.
been a bear.
When he's talking about
In
what
West Hollywood, he's a bear.
when he's talking about what he took in this brawl or
okay, and
what, this incident.
so there's this brand. He sold him some guns
No, it was
for a car.
gun for a truck trade.
Oh, it was just a trade, right? It was
Straight
an even
up.
trade. Here's a
Gun
gun. Give me your truck,
I like your gun. I like your truck. Let's trade it straight up.
guys. But this evens out.
Do you go
okay?
to the dealership? You bring your gun in?
What's the Kelly Blue Book on
got- how
a
many guns?
revolver?
We got a Volvo for 4 revolvers. I'll give you 3, and I'll give you Xanax.
So this must have been a shotgun. I'm
kno-
assuming.
Who the fuck knows? at this
Okay, I'm
point?
only assuming because of the way.
But the truck could have been like a
Or a
1981 beater.
22. No, I'm trying to think of his wounds.
Oh, what he shot him
Yes.
with? Oh, got it.
So what he shot him with, because a shotgun will spray.
Well,
right?
so you're jumping ahead, though.
Sorry.
Because Brandon calls
get
the guy.
excited.
They get in the fight over the phone.
Right.
And Brandon's dad was recently deceased.
Right.
And the guy said, "You keep talking like that, I'll bury you next to your dead daddy."
And
And Brandon was seeing red. He got pissed.
any neighborhood, mountain, street, suburbs, them's fighting words.
And so
Them's fighting words.
Brandon.
That's a problem. You say something like that, I'm going to bury you next to your father. You're dead, motherfucker.
So Brandon said, "We'll see," and he hung up. And his cousin kept going. He was right here. He hung up that phone, kept pantomiming. I was like, "We get it. We get what hanging
and
up
then,
a phone."
and then he went. And then he went.
He goes,
and I
then
was like,
he went up there. Who got the better of that? I go,
Who do you think got the better
I think the
of
guy
that?
did because he's not in prison.
But the guy's not only not in prison, he doesn't look maimed.
That's what Courtney, she goes, this is the same guy? She goes,
Right. Because when they showed a close-up, you see it. So
he has a
whatever
beard over
hit
it,
him,
though. He had a beard over
how
it.
does the hair grow over a fucking scar?
This guy's a bear. You can't tame him.
Hair doesn't grow over scars.
This
Everybody
guy-
knows that.
You can't stop this guy. This guy shot the guy in the face.
Yeah, in the chin. He blew my chin off. Wait, what? And
So
then
the guy keeps coming at him. He shot him in the shoulder because this guy is such a mammoth.
and then he goes, and I felt my eye was out like of the sock, like
No,
in
he
my
felt
skin.
the skin flapped over one of his eyes. And
Yeah.
he goes, I thought I was blind.
So I just pushed it back in.
He goes, I was trying to find that hole. I saw some light. I go, what? This guy's still standing after double shot in the face
So does-
and the shoulder.
Does he get a medical degree?
This guy's the Terminator.
Because he put his eye back in.
This
Like
guy,
the Terminator. He put his eye, he readjusted it, and he goes, oh, okay, I can see.
You know how scary it would be to shoot a guy in the face and
Your
then the shoulder,
shoulder-
and he's just sitting there
Your
like,
chin is gone. Your skin is overlapping your eye, and
Jeez.
it's nowhere. Like you're moving it up the fucking facial.
I bet he was like, you got to do better than that.
Like he
what?
should be in medical books. Like this guy was shot with. It didn't say what kind. Like if it was a shotgun or a 22 is the only other thing I could think
This guy
of.
should be a
but
superhero.
oh my god,
He's the mountain man.
Jesus! And he's just sitting there on a quad, like everything's fine. Then the little girl with the blonde hair comes over and sips the Coca-Cola. This is a key because this is the weird fucking part. We'll get into it in a minute, but all right, just go.
Brandon
where
wasn't
you're going.
done there. He sets the car on fire.
He's very upset.
Has a standoff with the cops. He's like, I shot at the cops.
He's assuming he killed Billy.
And so he's like, I'm going down on the blaze of glory.
Yeah.
Like Ashtray from Euphoria. Spoiler alert. But it's old. It's older. It's all right.
Okay. But
Poor Fesco. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. both.
In
and
real life.
So.
Not to Ashtray, I think, still alive.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So I'm saying, like, of course, he's like, I'm going to jail anyway.
Yeah.
I killed somebody.
It's over.
Let's just fucking do this.
So they're interviewing Brandon from prison in the orange jumpsuit.
It was a 48-hour standoff or something like that
And
before the cops caught
gives
him.
it he wasn't like laughing when he said this, but he goes, it was one hell of a night.
It was one hell of a night.
Like,
And I was like,
I'd say so.
you're not talking about fun you had at a bar,
No.
buddy. Like,
This isn't like a
it
wedding you went to.
It was fucked up the way he said it, but I think he was just trying to make light.
And he goes, my family says they forgive me. And he's like, but I shot a dude in the face. I was like, in your family, it's not that bad. You know?
Well, because I think him and Mamie are still together. That's what I'm
Billy.
saying. Yes.
They didn't say that, though.
Yeah, but at the end, when that little blonde girl was the one yelling, fuck you in the thing, she was there.
Oh,
So he was back.
really?
That's fucked
He looked
up.
like a mountain man Ron Jeremy. He had like long hair. Courtney
Wonder
said that
if he
looked
had
like,
the
she goes, that
cock.
looks like a mountain man version of me. And I was
Ooh,
insulted.
I like it.
I was insulted.
But a bigger version.
He was like a
big boy.
bigger fucking. That's
a
the mountain
bear.
man in him, though. I'm not a mountain man.
No, you're not.
I'm farthest.
You
from
are
it.
not. If someone shot at you, you'd fold immediately.
Oh, you crazy? Yeah, you shoot me in the face, I'm going down like
Not
a
like-
regular person. I'm sorry.
Not like Billy was like, dude, did you fuck up my eye? God damn it.
He's like, is there
And he just
bugs out
fixing it.
here?
Who hit my shoulder? God damn it, I can't see out this eye.
Let me find
He's just
the-
getting shot, and he's playing with his eye.
Unbelievable. So
These
then they
are
go back to
different people,
Jesco. He's doing some picking and clicking, which is what he called it.
Picking and clicking is great. That's a great name.
Dancing.
Picking
There's a
and
band
clicking.
on railroad tracks with a depressed Birdie
By the
Mae
way-
who looks like she has no idea where she is looking.
Let's
up.
pick on the railroad tracks this way.
Train's
and we'll
coming!
yeah, no, we can't feel it because he's tapping anyway. So there's already vibrations going.
They're like, quick, get off the train.
Everybody's going to get hit by a fucking train. That's all I was thinking. I was waiting for that to happen.
They show Jesco getting tats. He gets Elvis on. It's right next to each other. He gets Elvis.
It's a version of Jekyll and Hyde,
yes.
but different. Go ahead.
So he gets Elvis Presley, and he's like, part of me loves entertaining. Loves making people laugh. By the way, he never did anything that made it. I didn't see any laughter.
I was dying laughing.
Well,
I don't know what you
at-
were watching.
at,
At
not
the
with.
birthday party, he wasn't hilarious. Hello.
That's why you want to date him. And then he gets Charles Manson right next to it.
Total Jekyll and
And he
Hyde.
said, I got
Perfect.
two sides to me.
Perfect.
The entertainer, the guy that makes like people laugh, and then
But
the
he's
guy
Elvis, just a regular pill popper, and then he's Charlie Manson.
turns into a maniac.
Fucking maniac.
I
killer.
looked it up. It said they diagnosed him as dissociative disorder,
Why not bipolar?
Is that? Well, I think something else. Schizophrenic. But isn't that when you have different personalities?
Oh.
So someone that who's married to said he had 3 personalities: the Elvis, the Manson, and then there was like one other. She's like, and the other one, she's like, was the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
You see that in him.
But she
you
said
saw
the Manson,
that in a lot of the interviews.
But I think that was almost why the different looks. It was like when he's in a different mode.
Yeah, because at one point I was like, this is a different brother, and they're not saying his name.
I think it's almost like in his head of like, no, I'm in this. Like I have a different look when I'm that.
Like he goes in it. For
like I'm hair.
He's
He's almost like Daniel Day-Lewis. He's a method actor, but he's in these personas.
By the way, the whole time I'm thinking, you know who could play him? Alec Baldwin.
You think?
Uh-huh.
Why? You think he looks like him?
Yeah, the eyes.
Really?
I'm sorry, Alec. And I'm obsessed with Alec. But I just, Alec would have to trim down a little.
Man. He can't
He'd
trim
have
down.
to trim down a little.
He can't do picking and clicking.
I bet he could.
You would need a stunt double.
I bet he could.
You need a body double.
He could fit. He could click.
Gregory Hines still alive? He was a great picker and a clicker.
I loved Gregory Hines.
What about Ben Vereen?
No.
He was a great
Gregory Hines, I met him at the Comedy Store, but he did die early.
There?
No. And I met his brother.
This part may have been my favorite part of the whole thing.
Okay.
Jesco's complaining about being so famous.
This bothered me.
I'm so famous, I don't know if it's real sometimes.
Sometimes I feel like I'm here, but I'm not really human. You know? No, nobody.
Yeah,
what?
I haven't huffed gasoline for 10 years. I'm not on your level. Then they show some friend of his who's
I
like,
was relating to him.
A friend said he was Appalachian royalty.
That was tremendous. I just had that written right here. Appalachian royalty. Imagine the Queen goes to visit, like the English royal family goes to visit the Appalachian royalty in the mountains.
Xanax? What do you want? What's your pill? What do you guys like over there?
King Charles is like, oh, I can click and pick.
Jesco is so famous that people come to his shithole house or apartment, wherever the hell he lived,
and he has to put notes on the door,
which were all misspelled horribly.
Tremendously.
And they said he can't even put the notes up because people take them as a souvenir. It says like "stay the fuck out." They're like, "Oh, the Jesco,
I will kill you."
Did he write this?
I'll cut you up.
He was always dancing for like 8 people. That was it. And he always had a drink in his hand that he didn't spill, which was a talent. It was like full. This guy's tap dancing. But it wasn't like thousands of people. Like, this guy's so famous.
But that clicking must be so calming for him, because when him and like Hank Williams, like Hank's playing.
The third.
The third.
Not the ready for some football. This is Jeremiah.
Allegedly.
Jeremiah Watkins.
Jeremiah Watkins.
Williams.
Jeremiah Watkins the third was picking and.
All his songs
Jesco
are about this family. He's like,
so good.
Birdie Mae is a miracle woman.
It's so good, right? But he's doing it, and it was calming me. I mean, not just because I was doing it with him this morning, but I just thought that's calming him down. That's calming his head down. You could see it. His whole demeanor changes everything.
I've heard
while he's clicking.
Comics who are on the spectrum. I heard one say, when I'm on stage, I feel like I'm not on the spectrum.
That's right.
And I think it was almost like this guy dances.
Yep.
And that was like his sanctuary of
It
like
got him out.
where he feels like the most free.
Where he will not kill you.
Yes.
But if you
look at him wrong, if he spills his drink, he might kill you.
Also, like, these are tap shoes. I guess the difference is they have like horseshoes on there, not taps. Like, these are
yeah they like took a pony. They like made their own. I think they're like, these used to be Reeboks. I spray painted them black. He was tap dancing.
Take his shoes. We need to click.
He was tap dancing on top of a picnic table as Hank Williams played on the bench part. I was like, this is great setup for a show.
I love it. I mean, you need the wood to make the noise. It's great.
You think I think he may have worn the shoes down the streets.
Oh, God.
I hear Jesco coming. You better run. He's like Omar from The Wire if you hear him coming. When he said, I'm like Manson, did that mean he killed people?
That's none of our business.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, what's he getting at with that? So Birdie Mae, during the filming, has a stroke.
Oh, yeah.
Which I felt terrible. And Mamie got upset.
Mamie was devastated.
Mamie goes to the hospital, and the mom looks at her. And I think this was a serious comment.
Genuine.
Because this is what she takes as medication. She goes, I ain't snorting no pills.
Yeah. I ain't snorting.
And Mamie's like, you ain't got to snort them, Mama. I'll be snorting. I'll be taking you some of your pills.
But that's how
she explained. She's
that's
like,
how nervous the mom is. I'm not snorting pills. Don't make me do it.
she goes, you got an IV and it goes right in there.
So you get your
like,
medicine.
Let me stick that into my arm.
Let me borrow this for a second. It's
Kirk.
insane. They do share drugs, though. It's nice.
This is like an Appalachian soap
Very
opera.
close family.
Oh,
An Appalachian soap opera is great. Jeff, this is tremendous.
Kirk goes to get her baby. They're like, CPS has got it. The fat lady was always doing the bidding.
Tammy.
Always doing the bidding.
She
I'm like,
said CPS has got the baby at least 10 times.
yes.
Right?
The lady's bawling. She kept talking to her. I go, shut the fuck up. Like, give the lady a moment.
Give her a moment
She
to
kept
take
saying,
it in.
you want me to call mama? You want? And she's like,
Mama will be here.
Shut up.
And she's just with Sue Bob, and she's bawling. And this part infuriated me.
Sue Bob goes, you better wake up and go in there because like she was all so fucked
get it
up.
together. Yeah.
That's where this is the condition
This is
you
how
go.
fucking high you are. Sue Bob's high as well. So
Sue Bob's driving.
they realize they can't get the baby. They have to drive to Boone County to get the baby.
They go, let's go get the baby. But they had a
before
quick pit stop.
Let's get some food.
Taco Bell.
The
Sue Bob's like,
ordering.
you got the
tremendous.
Fiesta Fajita? And the guy's like, excuse me? You ain't got no Fiesta
Mexican
Fajitas.
food in the mountains, tremendous.
And the guy's like,
You ain't got no friolis in there.
the guy goes, you talking about the gordita? No. Where does she go from that? You got mozzarella sticks? That's her second thing to her fucking made up fajita? You go to mozzarella sticks at Taco
My
Bell?
apologies to Mexico. What they've done to your food in the mountains.
Sticks. What do they just have? Yeah, we got a few hanging around in the back. Off menu. Thanks for asking. Sue
The
Bob.
fried cheese, you got it? I was dying.
This lady had the audacity at the end to go, you repeat my order to me? You're going to say, after what you put this man through, to repeat the order? Like you're sober and sane? Get the fuck out of here, Sue Bob.
But the best was when they're going to pick up and then they see friends of theirs
She starts
inside, so
she starts-
she's beeping the horn.
Not beeping, blaring it. Blaring it.
You're right.
No one's looking. And she's
No
like,
one.
she's
And
like,
they're in a line, like a drive-through line.
and she's like, Tanya! Screams. And the lady's right at the window. It's like 5 feet away.
Glass. It's glass.
But she's behind glass. The lady looks up and kind of gives like a, oh boy. And she's like, oh, hey, like to her husband.
They took her baby. CPS took her baby. Hers while she's crying.
Yeah, she goes, she's crying. That's
She's
why.
crying.
As she's weeping.
Took her baby. CPS.
Screaming. And the lady couldn't hear. I could
What
tell.
the fuck is going on?
The lady just gives like a, yeah.
She's playing charades.
The lady just gave a
I
nod
guess.
like, don't kill me. Just keep going. Get your mozzarella sticks and get out of here.
But that's those families. Like when they got their mozzarella sticks and the guy gave it to him and she goes, don't look at me like that. I'll slap your face. Like,
She goes, I'll slap that frown right off your face.
oh my, because
The guy wasn't even
people,
doing it. He
it
just-
doesn't matter.
He didn't do it.
It
Well, they all
doesn't
said,
matter.
I'm mad. And you go, you mess with me. Anyone looks at me wrong today. When maybe the mom
Man.
had a stroke, she goes, somebody, I dare someone to come at me today.
Oh my God.
Everything is like out.
It's true. It's just like, it's so dangerous. They're like ticking time bombs. And we did have a family that was very, very much like this. And
Was the last name White?
No, I'm not
The
going to
Whites
say
of
the last
Pennsylvania.
name
No,
because
don't.
one of them's in the witness protection program,
boy.
and they always hit me up on Facebook, and you need to stop that. And
Jeez. I wouldn't say that.
but he, what happened was this one time, my brother Jimmy always has quads.
Yeah,
Okay, we are trash. Whatever. So we're
he's
in the
got
city.
calves and quads.
He does have quads and calves. But
Was your brother DMX?
We're in
riding
the
the
city.
rough riding?
He
in Philly?
always did, and he always got tickets too. And now they ride him like 1,000 people. Jimmy
Meek-
always got tickets.
Meek Mill went to prison.
Yeah,
for,
thanks, Meek.
For
Yeah,
a Philly quad incident.
They're so bad right now. They drive in the summer. It's the worst.
They do
drive
a lot of
all
crime,
through- It's
not
all-
just in cities like people on those electric
because
bikes.
There's
gangs of them.
The things that bothers me, like I don't care if you're driving through the streets. That's totally fine, right? Just obey the laws of
Yeah.
the traffic. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
nice.
because they're all going up they're taking up all of Broad Street, right? Yeah. So two-way traffic, and they're going the wrong way. So people are just stuck, don't know what to do. Yeah. Then they go on the sidewalks. Like my little sister was walking her dog, and they're fucking driving, pulling up. Dog's freaking out. You know what I mean? And Edie's a fighter. She's Mimi. She'll fucking kill you, but she's by herself with a dog, and there's 30 of them.
Where do you keep a quad in the city?
So Jimmy had a garage, but he drove it to the playground. At this point, I was lifeguarding, and Jimmy
was what, a teenager?
No, he's 20s? In his 20s because he's 9 years older than me. But he was
Does anyone wear a helmet?
PMA.
Does anyone wear a helmet around here? No. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry for asking.
Anyway, so cocky.
I apologize.
So judgy, Jeff.
What's PMA?
Pool maintenance assistant.
Wow. Classy title.
He was
like a physician.
We were working for the city, and we had a pit. You had to go down in this pit, right?
To clock in?
No, it was like for the whole everything from the pool ran in there. So you had to go in there, clean out the filter, do all this shit. So the pool maintenance assistant had to do it. So I was riding the quad around the pool. The pool was closed, but I was riding the quad around the pool while Jimmy was doing that. And I'm waiting for him to come up. And this kid came in, one of the bad families. And they weren't all bad, by the way. I'm very close with a few of them. But this one, they had their few, very dangerous. And he came in and he was like, let me ride that bike. And I was like, fuck. And you can't hear in the pit. It's so loud because it's all the machine, And so I'm going, Jim. I go, you got to ask Jimmy. He's in the pit. And he's like, I'm not. And they're afraid of Jimmy. So they wouldn't have done this had Jimmy been there. And he goes, no, Jimmy, no. Jimmy always lets me. Come on. And I'm young, but I'm like, I'm 16, whatever. And I was like, okay. And he fucking rode off on it.
Ooh.
And Jimmy lost his fucking mind. He got it back, but it was just like the whole.
Where'd he go?
For that day, he couldn't find. For a few days, he couldn't find.
How many crimes were committed?
None of our business. Yeah, that's not.
I'm gonna say a lot.
I was pissed. I was like, it happened on my watch. Fuck.
I was gonna think he was gonna ride it into the pool, but what happened is worse.
No, it was way worse. And I was like, jab, because I mean, I probably could fight him, but these people are like, they keep coming.
How do you get it
one
back?
Of them was stabbed like 80. This person, this is a kind of a giveaway, but he was shot 9 times. 9 and walked away from it. It was a mob hit.
50 Cent?
And 3 of them were in his head, or 2 of them were in his head.
Was he Billy from this?
He's still alive.
Did he pull the eye down?
Probably. That's what I'm saying.
People.
Mountain
like
City people.
Your city mountain.
I'm still upset that you did that if you watch this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, if you watch this, good move. I'm on your side. Don't kill me.
Let me give you his address.
We got Mamie, Sue Bob, and Kirk, multiple generations hanging out together. What do they call themselves? The biggest, the meanest, and the baddest.
Oh, the biggest, meanest, and the baddest.
Mamie's the biggest, Sue Bob's the meanest, Kirk's the baddest.
It kind of fit.
It did kind of fit.
Kind of fit because, Sue Bob's mean.
So Kirk's, Kirk's upset. Her kid's been taken. Dennis is.
So what are we gonna do?
Let's go to a bar.
We couldn't get mozzarella sticks at Taco Bell, so
they're going to a bar that has plywood walls. Looks like a living room of sorts.
Tremendous, by the way.
Kirk is wearing.
They get treated like royalty the minute they walk in.
Yeah, they're like, we got some special people here tonight.
This is my favorite part because he goes, come on up here. We got Mamie, we got Sue Bob, and we got Kirk. She has the prettiest titties I'd ever seen. I was like, wait.
And she's like, oh,
hold on a second. What?
What a nice tribute. In a bar full of like 4 people.
And the whole time Sue Bob's doing her strip moves.
They were all like grinding hard. Sue Bob really loves shaking that ass.
Sue Bob's got some moves, man.
Not really. She knows how to shake her ass. That's about it.
What
Kirk's
else
wearing
do you need?
glitter eyeshadow that looks like something baby Barb would wear who's 5. She looks like a child.
But there were shots of her where she's looking up and you see the glitter, right? It's like, and then her lips. And I'm like, see, she put makeup on and her face didn't look as hard as it did without,
Well, that scene you're talking about, she's sitting on a toilet. She
Okay,
goes, I really
that
had
part
to
is
pee.
different.
And she's also doing lines off the back of the toilet.
That's what you do at bars, Jeffrey.
When you're mourning because you can't have your baby whose
Absolutely.
CPS is taken.
Have you never been to a
In this bar,
baby taken
a guy is playing
party?
like what looked to be like a slot machine. I don't know what it was. Shirtless in the bar.
Well, I think we skipped the reason she did this party thing because she is being admitted. She was fighting to get her daughter back.
Yes.
So she has to go into a rehab, and she's going in on Monday. So she goes, I got 48 hours to party.
They're having a rehab party.
And she's drinking Dr. Pepper. I'm like, this is great advertisement for any soda. I'm not saying pop.
In front of her mother.
I'll never say pop.
Bo, she goes, if there were pills here, I would snort them.
I'll snort them right now.
But I need to get into that rehab. Great attitude.
The greatest.
Kirk is quoting Bible verses, fucked up to the gills, and with her eyeshadow on. She's like, "It's just like Jesus said."
Jesus was right when he said, and I'm like,
leave him out of
Jesus
it.
out of it.
He's had enough.
He's not even in this. Do you understand? If he was in this wouldn't be happening.
Meanwhile, Mousie's looking for Charles, her man. Charles is.
I love the back and forth. This is why it's a soap opera.
Charles is with his new girlfriend.
And she's like, fuck that. Charles gonna be
They're
with
in like
me.
a minivan.
No,
the minivan is swerving all over the road.
All over the place. Who's driving the minivan?
I don't
It never
know.
shows.
They pick up Charles's nephew, some weirdo. Looks
Tremendous.
inbred.
Also, inbred. She's like, and she was yelling either at his girlfriend.
Then she gets in a fight. She's like, "Fuck you!" She's
You
in the
don't
street.
tell me what to do. I'm like, wait.
She's like,
is
"Where's
that-
Charles at?"
I just got out of prison. I need Charles now.
They finally find him. He's in the streets. What a piece of ass when you finally catch up.
He's a whopping 5'5".
With about 280. He's got no shirt. He's got a button
Open
shirt
up.
opened up with his gun.
And he's talking to his girlfriend leaning on the car. He's like, you going to leave? You going to leave?
And he's like,
She's going to leave. She's mad.
and she storms in the house.
Do you think she's mad?
And so the mouse is like,
Mouse,
come
he's
out
here.
with us. He gets in the van. This is unbelievable. They quickly
It's
go
so
to
good.
Hank Williams III singing his hit single, Punch, Fight, Fuck, while Jesco is picking and clicking. The song's like,
Fight,
punch,
fuck,
fight,
fuck.
fuck. And Jesco, he does the punch. He does the this for the punch. He puts his
I
fist
feel
up.
like I should click at this point. Hold on.
He does the fight, and then
Am I out of frame?
and then he-
gonna be my camel toe?
and then oh yeah, punch, fight, fuck. What a great song. When he did the fuck, Jesco was giving hip thrusts like for the act out. It's like, wow, this guy really's got it.
It was so
Got the
good.
charisma.
Oh, it's so good. Am I in the family now?
Jesco sees that. He's like, oh, I gotta call her.
I'll send it to him.
Mousy
Do they have the internet in the mountain? Anyway,
Mousy
go ahead.
proclaims Mousy's getting dick tonight.
Yeah.
By the way, her daughters, wasn't she out with
By the
them?
way, this is pure. There's so many felonies here.
Oh yeah.
There's kidnapping.
There's rape.
There's rape.
There was female on male rape. I was so uncomfortable. It was crazy.
Mouse, you totally raped that.
So Charles gets in. He's sitting. His nephew's in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Mousie's daughter, who looked to be about, what, 13,
They got
12?
a case of Budweiser.
They got a...
Cheyenne, she was cute. She was already smoking, so.
She shows Mousy gives Charles, opens up the shirt. Take a
And
look
he
at
goes,
the titties.
no, I don't want to.
He's like, stop, come
I
on.
mean, this is clear case. Like, if they took it to court, if every woman
It's on
had
film.
this on film, we'd get some charges.
And by the way, you never see the woman getting out of prison horny. It's always you always hear of the
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I've never thought of this
She
scenario.
literally, I mean, it was so aggressive. I was like,
Beyond.
wow.
She deep throats a beer bottle to the guy. The guy goes, "Come on!" And I was like,
But she got they got a case of Budweiser. She's like, I know how to get them.
she's like, "I'll suck six of
Don't give them whiskey because that puts the dick down. We need the dick up.
Her nephew. The nephew's like, "Yeah."
I could see her putting popsicle sticks around his dick to keep it up. That's how bad she was going to rape
She starts
this guy.
kissing him, and the guy's openly pushing.
He's pushing her away.
And he's going, "Come on, no, come
flinching.
on."
Flinching. No, stop.
This is when
Oh,
the car's
no.
swerving as all this is going on all over the road.
And the nephew's right there just watching it laughing. She going to get his dick.
And at one point, he goes, "Come on, kiss her." He's cheering it on. I go, this guy's being sexually assaulted. And this guy's
He's
loving
an
it.
accomplice.
His uncle. It's like, what's happening?
What the fuck?
Just another night.
So good.
They take this is the sentence that's never been uttered.
Wait a minute.
They take a tour of the store they got married in. What, the store? It's a grocery store. I didn't even get this part.
CVS.
I didn't get it.
It said CVS on one side.
And then they had a wedding thing to set up. Was that because they were married here? Or is that you can get married here?
I think it was like, in some place they have like flowers and candy, like balloons and shit. They just had it all together. They just probably production put it together like a wedding.
Who was there to marry them?
They said the pharmacist was an officiant. I almost died. I was like, she's like, let me get them purple Xanax and let me ask you a question. Are you certified? Like, can you marry us?
She turned to him in the parking lot.
Weird question. Yes.
Goes, do you regret it? And he's like, oh, yeah. But as a joke, she punched him, like kind of hit him in the chin pretty hard.
And he's like, oh, again, like, crying.
Raped, abused. This is crazy. They said they put on the screen in writing, Charles spent the night with Mousy. He never moved back in with his girlfriend, but he does still occasionally have sex with her.
Charles definitely seems worth all these felonies, I gotta be honest. There was also like that scene where they were all in the bathroom. I just saw that for a second. The scene where they were all snorting in the bathroom.
Yeah.
The biggest, the baddest, the meanest.
What if you have to like take a shit and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here! You wait."
Have you never been to a bar where this has happened?
I've never snorted anything in my life. I've led a very
shout out to the Big A, R.I.P.
I've led a very clean lifestyle.
Whatever, pussy. And so people lock the doors when they're doing drugs. They lock the doors in nightclubs, bars.
I have all sort of colitis.
Comedy store.
This is triggering for me. You use bathrooms what they're
allegedly. A comedy store. Allegedly.
Not these days.
But she goes, we grew all kinds of stuff. We grew everything to eat. We grew beets, greens, this, and she goes, and then there was a line she said, any piece of hog you can meet from its head to its asshole. And I was like,
that's a little how-to. Give it some knowledge. Dropping some smart knowledge.
Go on TikTok and start like a cooking show where she shows how you could any piece of hog could be meat.
Fucking any piece
from its head to its asshole.
Mousy's trying to get any piece of hog she can get in the back of that van. She's gonna make bone the
Mousy's got Charlie fucking hooked up in her room. He's in handcuffs somewhere.
I would run if I saw this woman coming out of prison.
Holy shit, he's going to have to move out of there.
Well, he's still fucking the girlfriend, which is good to keep your options open. They get into, briefly, they kind of talk about the perils of coal mining, how it kind of, a lot of their families got a lot of West Virginia. It's like the big industry.
Has this line ever been uttered?
I know what you're going to say.
Bitches love coal miners?
The guy hit him, and he's like, it's true.
Bitches love coal miners. Wait, what?
One of the, like, intelligent people they interviewed for, the lawyers, they're like, coal mining, they're like, because you see so many people die, and it creates a lack of fear.
It's a giant thing, yeah.
A lack of fear of death and a hopelessness. So it's like let's live today,
right?
Party super hard. It's kind of this lifestyle that they live.
That's how you can get them to go back down in the hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
More brainwashing.
They discussed ways you could die. It was like you can drown, which I think means just like rocks cover you.
Yeah,
you
of course.
Breathe.
Drown alive.
They're like you could explode.
The way he was doing
it was like 4 different things that were all.
And then he's like, that's 4 different things. And you're like, what? Definitely held the 5 up.
We go to the town parade, which was a real shithole. There was kids. They did a great shot where they were low with the camera, and they were throwing candy, and a kid was picking it up, and there was a cigarette butt right in the middle of the candy.
It was in the gutter. It was in the gutter, and the kid.
I was like, that's a great shot. They were like real low to it. I was like, oh, it's a good looking shot.
I wonder if they threw it intentionally like that down.
I think you throw it, you hit a bunch of cigarette butts. Where do you throw it where you can't?
And that's where we see Mamie.
Yeah, she starts singing. It was a coal miner's parade of sorts or something.
But she was singing, I'm a coal miner's daughter.
I wrote that it was worse, and this is an old reference of Roseanne singing the national anthem at that baseball game. It was so
dare you.
off key. It was terrible. She's like, I'm a coal miner's daughter. And then she gives
Mamie will fuck you up,
when she ends, she gives a, fuck yeah.
The crowd goes crazy. Why are they popular?
They have Kirk going to court to get her baby denied. She's upset.
Very upset.
This is where you jump the gun. This is where Mousy throws Kirk the party. The first one was, I think, just to get your mind off the baby party.
Oh.
This is the rehab party. And there was Sue Bob there in the van, and Kirk just gives a "fuck you, Danis" out of nowhere. You're like, wait, what?
That kid.
This is where Kirk flashes her titties in the car.
Yeah.
At the camera. What was that? She just showed him. Like,
just felt like probably because people said they was nice titties, so she wanted to show.
That singer. She's like, I'm proving you right.
She's not wrong. They were nice. Wasted in the
Nicer
mountain.
than they had any right to be.
Wasted in the mountain with recycled dick from the whole family. Like, what are you doing?
Then they're going to rehab. Kirk's kid is riding on the floor of the car.
Cursing out Danis.
Facing backwards in between the front two seats. I'd say highly dangerous for anybody. Especially a child.
Jeff, you had a really
sorry,
rigid upbringing.
I never sat on the floor of a car.
Never, ever?
Who did? You did? You had 18 kids. That's why. Not my fault.
Fuck.
I was one of
My
three.
brother Jimmy had a van. Let's not. Maybe I shouldn't tell this story. But he did put like couches in there because he was having sex in there when he was a PMA.
Oh, boy.
I saw a lot of my friends come out of there.
Yeah, boy.
But we would sit on the floor and he would drive us around before there was anything in there.
Worst I ever did.
Flying around in there.
I was drunk in high school, and a buddy of mine had a pickup truck, and I was just laid down in the bed, and this fucking idiot swerved. I hit my head so hard on the side to fuck with me. I thought I was like knocked out. He's like, oh yeah, sorry. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He listens to the show, by the way.
Having fun. Tell him, having fun. My dad had a big Suburban, like old school, Suburban blue. Yeah, that was his favorite color. And then I had a headband on, and me and my brother Billy were like literally hanging out the back of the window. My dad's just driving along, smoking, not paying any attention. And he hit a bump, and I went up and hit my head really hard at the top, and my headband cracked in half, and I was bleeding. And I was like, oh, you're dumb, but you can't say anything. So I just threw my broken headband away and put my hair behind my ears and let the blood dry.
That's when
I don't want to get in trouble.
That's when your brain turned to ash.
Jesco, I'm coming for you. Let's check our ears for dust.
Kirk's kid's on the floor. He's talking shit about Danis, and he goes, I want to shoot his head off. And that gave Kirk and was it Mamie or something? They gave him a good laugh.
Yeah, Mousy.
Oh,
that was Mousy.
Oh, yeah, it was.
There.
They had a good laugh over that.
She goes, you got to tell him to stop saying it. And she tried to
she
tell him.
could say, because they'll
Then
get in
he
trouble.
doubled down.
She goes, they'll get in trouble, not the don't do it.
Yeah, she was like, there's cameras. You're going to want to go to jail?
Now you're worried about cameras. Trust me, you're all going.
So good.
Kirk's at this. I was like, is this an Uber pool? They keep picking people up.
That's what I was thinking was a part of the production, and they were driving people around.
All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, it's Kirk's childhood sweetheart. Get in!"
What the fuck, man? And then
he gave her the
Sue
tongue.
Bob,
He gave her the lick.
Another raping may have happened.
Sue Bob had her armor on that guy.
No, Sue Bob said, "Get in, can't you take the hint?" And I was like, "What the fuck?"
On the way to rehab with the kid in the car. I was like,
now, I have
yikes.
taken someone to rehab, and you do get nervous, so you do have sex on the way, and I did have sex on the way to Palm Springs in a bathroom.
Was it one of these people?
In a gas station bathroom. You're welcome.
How hungover were they after the big rehab party?
Dead. They were dead.
Sue Bob's sleeping. They're all fucked up.
They didn't wake up until they picked up her exes.
They pick up the ex-husband. This is all in the backseat of a van. It's like 8
hands
people.
Were filthy. His nails were disgusting.
I noticed that because I thought it was Kirk's hand, but it was his hand.
Yes, her nails were nice.
He was digging in the dirt.
Holy shit.
They pick up the ex and the sweetheart. Good. Seems like everyone's cool.
The ex has his arm around Kirk, and he's like, who told you to go to rehab? And she's like, I did. I'm like, the state did.
And then she's like, he goes, how long you going? She's like, 3 months.
I could go 3 months. I could go 1 month. I could go. He go, who decides?
Who decides the time? She's like, I do. And I'm like, well, again, it's the state.
He's like, don't go one day. I'll kill you.
Yeah, I'll kill you myself.
He bury you himself, too. He's already got the dirt in his nails to prove it.
She says the son had a very childlike moment, which I felt bad for him. On the way there, he's like, can we go to a dollar store? Like, he just thinks it's like they're on a drive. I was like, oh, this is so sad. He says goodbye to his mom wearing a neon green skeleton Halloween mask.
Skeleton. It wasn't Skeletor.
No, just like a skeleton. It looked like with
the hand
with
puppet
a giant
was
wolf fist that was in a hang loose position.
He's gonna need this in therapy.
Yeah, where do you hurt? Everywhere. They do Brandon, who shot the guy, his prison sentence. He goes, I'm in with the judge. He likes me.
I think I'm gonna probably get off because he likes me a lot.
He got 50 years in prison.
50 years.
By the way, I Googled him.
That's a bad judge of character.
I think he got out in 2021 somehow. It didn't say how, and I think he's out and he lives in Ohio. How?
Maybe
50
Billy.
years.
Oh, no, because the thing wasn't Billy. It was the police.
Sue Bob's like, when he gets out, I'm going to be dead and gone.
It could be good behavior. Like 50 years, though, that's tough. And
But he did
parole
like
after 25.
He only did like, what,
But
8
that's why
years?
she was saying he was going to be that age, because she was counting 25 years. She wasn't counting 50.
But he got out in no time.
Wow.
So good for him.
If he's out, he's out, because he didn't seem, again, the grieving stage, he did just bury his father.
Yeah.
They are doing random fucking drugs in the house. Like, nobody knows.
He is a white.
And jail is supposed to rehabilitate you. It just became a privatized business, and they make money on it, so it's fucked. They don't really rehabilitate you anymore.
If he moved away, I think that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Hopefully get away from some of these perils.
Hopefully he's living his life. Because it was terrible. And I don't think he killed a cop, but he did shoot at them.
He shot at them, yes.
Yeah.
I wrote down, here's where I noticed, I said Jesco has so many looks. Part of me thought, is this to throw off the rabid fans
Maybe.
off his case? He's in disguise.
Trying to get him off his trail, throw some hush puppies out there.
Birdie kicks the bucket, which I felt bad, the matriarch of the family.
And
Birdie May.
This is where you find out they have their own cemetery.
Well, because guys are shirtless digging the grave.
And I'm like, they get to dig the grave at first, and then when Jesco said it's on their property, I was like, oh.
Yeah, they're like, that one over there is my sister. She died. It's a car crash. Like, he went through like a million more. They didn't even mention who were dead.
And they were young.
One was 15.
Pregnant,
one was 20. I was like, ugh.
Killed by her ex. Fuck.
They put a Jesus that looked like a cake topper on top of Birdie's grave. And I was like, this is definitely a religious family.
Yeah, he
Christian.
blew his head off.
That was
my favorite way to talk. I
love
love
Dorsey, I think.
Yes.
Kirk gets out of rehab after 3 months. She's looking pretty clean.
Good.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. She looked clean cut, but then she did that thing to her hair that drives me crazy, that white trash does. Don't do it.
The
Puerto Ricans do it too. Stop it.
The hairspray curls.
Yeah, drives me nuts. Don't do it, girls.
She was with her son. What was the son wearing?
The son was, what was he wearing?
A Guy Fieri flame shirt. Buttons open all the way.
I did notice the buttons were open, and then
the whole way down.
Yeah, but in my head I was like, did she pick him up at a swimming pool or something? But I was so angry at her hair.
He was 8 Pepsis deep. He's like, I can't button this. I can't.
I was so angry at her hair I couldn't focus.
You just like look at that
except
hair.
for when he got her and said, "You're gonna leave me again."
Well, she brings him to like a halfway house of like where you can bring your kid after rehab, and he's like, "You're gonna leave me," and she's like,
you don't play with me.
And she's like, "When did I leave you?" And he's
then
like,
he
and he
brought
named
up,
like all these times, and she goes, she did such a sarcastic apology. She's like, "I'm so sorry. Will you ever forgive me?"
Well, no, before that, I thought she was being a little sarcastic.
But then she did a real one. No, then she did a real one.
Yeah.
But I was like, come on, don't fuck with the guy. He's been through enough.
And he's a baby.
And he hates Dennis.
He's definitely going to kill
What
Dennis.
if Dennis was like...
Even if he meets a person named Dennis, he might snap.
What if Dennis, though, got out because he was like a clean-cut guy and he just wanted to get away from these people and he's like a normal guy? They're like, fuck you, Dennis. And he's like a
you
doctor.
You better come see Monica, motherfucker.
Dr. Dennis.
Dr. Dennis.
Then we go to the big ending scene is the big blowout family party.
Yeah.
You got Mamie there smoking her joints were always like less than half an inch.
Very
tiny.
Thin. So you think that's more hash?
I think she doesn't have a lot of weed.
Bullshit. They're in the mountains. They'll grow it.
So it's like they got young kids there. Everyone's having a good time.
That's where the little girl with the blonde, the Coca-Cola drinker, and Billy was in the background.
I didn't see him.
He was in the background.
You spotted him on your second viewing. Then they're like, what do you want at your funeral? To Mamie.
Yeah.
And she is the last word of the documentary. She's like, at my funeral party, I want you to party your balls off.
That's right.
I want you to snort pills off my head. And I want you to blow pot smoke in my face.
Just like her mom's birthday party.
That's how this lady wants to go out. And I have a feeling that's how she's going to go out.
She's like, I came in the world with nothing. I'm going to go out with nothing. But at least you know who we are.
Can you imagine someone
Tremendous.
snorting pills off a dead person's forehead.
Well, they took pictures. Yeah, I've seen crazier shit.
I bet they're like
yeah.
running the shirt. Look at her titties.
What was that movie? They signed something on there. Oh, we love
body?
it. John Candy. Vacation.
They signed somebody's body?
Summer vacation. Summer rental. Summer rental. That's it.
There was a funeral scene?
So there was a funeral scene.
All I remember is the lady kept showing her tits to him.
He went to the wrong place first, and then he went to the other place, and they found out they needed to sign something, so they went to the boat guy, the cocky guy, the rich guy, who was the landlord, and he was at a funeral, and he put it on the guy in the casket and signed it, and I was like, yes. But this would be. I can't wait to get this squeaky jacket off. I got to be honest.
She wants Jesco to pick and click on top of her.
On top of her extra large. Could you handle it?
On top of her coffin. Jesco, I looked up. He lives in Tennessee now. I was shocked.
Well, obviously, people keep coming to his door.
They claim he's an amazing artist and does woodworking.
I believe it.
How the fuck did they find these guys from Adult Swim find him to get him on that show?
It's so good. It's so good.
It was like unbelievable.
So fucking
And he's
good.
a voice in Grand Theft Auto. He's like, it's called like Hillbilly Radio. And he's like, I swear. This guy's a voiceover actor.
Are you single?
I think he said he was married, but I don't know if he still is.
No, he said like one of his wives.
Well, he is married twice, but I think he's
now. Okay, I'll look it up.
You have to go to Tennessee if you're ever in the Tennessee area.
Tennessee.
Look him up. Go to his house. They'll be like, "Oh, they found me again."
Why was it Nashville? Tennessee.
And you know Kid Rock. I'm sure he knows Jesco. He knows all these musicians.
I bet he does.
I guarantee.
I'm a call Kid. That's it.
You call him what you really call
Bob.
him. Yeah.
Help me out. Hook me up with Jesco.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
As Painter would say. I guarantee he knows Jesco.
This one was exhausting and amazing at the same time.
I couldn't love this more.
I really loved it.
I saw some stickler online because when I was Googling, it was like, this is exploitative. And I was like, how though? They're being paid. They would be doing this anyway because it looked like they were like putting guns on tables to make it look stupider. I'm like, that's how these people live.
No, they live like that. Like him maybe showing off with the rifle he was shooting at Dawn with.
I have a feeling this is like.
But definitely they obviously one was like playing around with one and shot his own fucking head off, blew his own brains, blew his brains out.
I think the way by design this was a little like. Wasn't the smoothest. There's like no through story really.
Right,
but
it was a soap opera.
It's just a year in the life of, basically.
It was an Appalachian soap opera.
It was
tremendous.
There's a lot to take in.
Oh, I need a nap.
I think Mamie's now 70. I looked her up.
70. That's what I was thinking. How old are the girls? Because she was like, I'll be dead and gone. And I'm like, if 25 years, she might be 50.
Sue Bob's had a lot of problems with the law since then.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Sue Bob.
Her mugshot, not looking so hot these days.
Like that, I could see it. With
just
thin eyebrows. Girls, you gotta get some castor oil, put it on your eyebrows, it'll grow.
No, but she had like bushy, but they were like Kirk had the thin.
Okay, but Sue Bob's were thin too. They didn't look good either. They look missing sometimes
Sue Bob's
too.
penis. I want you and Kirk to have a brawl. I want to see who comes out.
Yeah.
Who comes out on top. Yeah,
I'll fight her or Dita from Mob Wives. Dita, is that her name?
I don't know who that is.
So she's a fighter from Mob Wives that I immediately connected to. I was like,
you guys should hang out.
I think she's Ukrainian or something. She's great.
Courtney was triggered as a mother. She was like,
sorry if I messed up your name. I will fight you, but I don't want to. But I'm just saying.
Courtney did not like the stuff with her doing the drugs as a new mom.
It's awful.
So she looked it up and she eventually gave the baby away. They wanted to have a better life. So she was like, all right.
Well, her grandmom adopted her away from Bo, her mom.
Yeah.
So this is
history. Yeah, kind of.
History repeats itself.
Cyclical.
Is she still sober?
I didn't say in the update I saw. Damn. But I'm not sure. A lot of them, it seems like it said one guy, I think the Derek guy, it said he's trying to be a digital something. I think he's trying to be a YouTube guy, an influencer.
Okay.
I think they're trying to use the fame from this.
We'll learn fast that
a bunch of them have
can't sell all those purple.
A bunch of them have online stores where you can buy White family merchandise. You can buy mugs and shirts.
I got to get the Wild Whites t-shirt.
I want to get a Sue Bob signed brassiere. A Warren.
I got nice titties.
Can I get some Sue Bob worn panties from your online store?
I want to see Bob's cock. Show me Sue Bob's cock.
I was dying when they went bowling. What night was that? They all went bowling. They're like, let's go bowling.
Yeah, why not? Let's scare the shit out of regular people.
People must see them come and be like, gotta go. See people just leaving their lanes.
They don't even wear the shoes. They're like, we got our own shoes.
They wear their tops.
They wear the clicks. Like
Jesco was down dancing.
They got horseshoes.
He was dancing down by the pins.
That would sound good on the pins.
Oh, it sounds great.
He taps all the way up and then goes like that, and they all fall. It's great.
Punch. Fight.
Oh, punch, fight, fuck. Yeah, that's so
Birdie Mae was Miracle Woman.
It took
great
me a long...
soundtrack.
Yeah.
I think probably the best we've had on any
easily. Well, the best was the hockey.
Oh yeah.
For me. So you wanna be a boxer in the golden ring.
I highly recommend this. If you like white trash.
Yeah, highly.
You like shenanigans.
Thumbs all the way up.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Just make sure you don't blow them off.
Somehow for me went under the radar. I never
heard of it.
Disappointed in myself.
I'm gonna have to send it to my brother so he can watch it before, so you can really enjoy it.
Will you watch it again?
I have 24 more hours maybe, so
you
yeah.
might watch it twice, 2 more. you got your shoes on. You got to learn some of these moves. If you start doing,
I can't believe I still. I mean, I know I wouldn't throw them out, but I can't. I found them immediately. I was like, oh my god.
If we're in Vegas when we're going for our stand-up,
yes.
If I see,
we'll be back. By
if
the
your
time
big closer is, you start tapping.
And you come out and pick. Let's do it. It's Jeff.
I'll just come
out
and
together.
Say, fight.
And then I just do my little.
Thank you, everybody.
We get a groove.
Do they have wooden floors there? I've never been there.
Yeah, well, no, they have carpet with semen on
carpet?
them. It's fine.
How do you know there's semen on?
I don't. It's Vegas. It's Vegas.
What do you take, a blue light on stage?
I think so. Black.
Yeah,
and
same thing.
Get it together. Oh, shite.
My brain is ash from watching this shit via osmosis.
Okay.
All right, I think that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Thank you for the recommendation, guys. That was a good one.
Thank you so much.
We'll probably do some more football ones to commemorate football season.
Football season. I'm excited about
maybe
it.
a 30 for 30, maybe Johnny
I love
football.
a 30 for 30. We could do the SMU one. That's one of my favorites.
You have a friend involved in that.
That's true. Or the other one that I loved that you'll hate, the tuck rule. Tremendous. Best 30 for 30.
The call was correct.
Absolutely not. Thank you. Bye, guys. You'll see that fist fight later.
Just go. Keep on dancing.
Keep on. Keep on.